Alright, gentle people, we are here. Sorry for the late start for the most part. Let's see here. For some reason I have this weird issue. What's going on with my monitors at the moment? Oh my lord, this is so annoying. Alright. I think we are good in terms of lighting. Clear this up. This is your look. Too much. Whoa, jeez. Pure technical difficulties tonight. It's actually insane. Legitimately insane. Let's see here. Let's go back to Discord. What you talking now? No. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. How are we looking? I am not centered. That can work, I suppose. I'm here, man, having a bunch of technical difficulties. It's actually crazy. Like the monitor to my right that I'd usually use, some reason it's not getting any signal when I plug it in. So I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that after the stream or something. Cause I've been using it perfectly fine all day, so I have no idea what's going on. To be honest, it happened yesterday. Out of the blues. I don't know what's causing it. I don't think it's the monitor itself. I think it might be more of a software issue. Maybe some drivers need to be updated or something. But yeah. Just open up the chat. I feel like the positioning for me is off here. Maybe I should be more to the left, right? Yeah, more to the left. Yeah, that's better. You guys can hear me loud and clear, I would hope. Let's see. Yeah, 19 days. Yeah, pretty much. Even though some people disagree with you, but still great content if you ask me. Microphone, V-Trap Pro, default. That's, yeah, I think that's alright there. Here we go on this side. Live chats all. Hold on, let me kind of switch over to here for a little bit so I'm being seen. But anyway, welcome to the end of month subscriber stream, guys. It is officially the end of March. I don't know where the year is going, but we are going. Crazy enough. Hold on, I'm supposed to have some guests tonight. So hold on. Alright. Final live. Let's see. Alright. Let's see here. I actually don't look too bad. Oh my god. But yeah, we're supposed to be having some guests come in here. Is everything looking good on you guys' side? All my scenes are looking alright, I suppose. Yeah, except for that one. I need to adjust, but yeah, it is what it is. On the chat. Alright, well, let me turn down the music a bit. I guess opening statements, I suppose. Yeah, I finished. I watched the final episode of season 1 yesterday. So yeah, I have been keeping up with Soul Leveling. I haven't read the manhwa or touched the manhwa. I don't know if I'm gonna touch that. I've been considering it, given the praise that it's gotten in terms of the art, and people saying it's like watching something. So I might touch that. Just might touch that. But looking at it, it's been a very interesting month to say the least. I mean, between solo leveling, this month's Boruto chapter, and of course, as you can tell by the thumbnail, probably like the biggest thing this month, honestly, when it comes down to anime and manga, well, definitely has to be the death of Akira Toriyama. Hold on here, getting some messages. Okay. Okay. So, just want to make sure everything's alright in the Discord and OBS. The background music. Yeah, desktop audio. Alright, I can unmute the desktop audio now. Okay, cool. Mute music. Alright. As much as things are alright with the stream now, and I don't want to try unplug or touch anything, it's still bothering me that this monitor is still giving trouble out of nowhere, bro. I don't think it's the monitor itself, but I don't know. Something is definitely up. He said the models actually peak. The panels are lovely and the art style isn't as slow with the plot as the anime. It's the only thing the anime has improved upon. I mean, fair enough. In any adaptation, they'll have to adjust stuff when it comes down to pacing, choices, story choices here and there. Some for the better, some for the worse. Who knows? I may read the manhwa. I'm not promising to do I don't know, a reaction review series. I've seen persons kind of have issues with reading solo leveling, it seems, in terms of copyright. But what am I saying? I mean, it's YouTube, small YouTuber. But then again, small or not, you'll get copyrights anyway, right? So yeah, pretty much. Wait, the man, the myth, the legend. Hold on, I feel like I'm stuck on speakers. Let me switch my.
There we go. I have everything set up.
Oh, there we go.
I appreciate it. What's up, bro?
Man, I'm here stressing out, man. Initially, usually when I start my streams, I kind of have I'm on my way, probably up to a maximum of 15 minutes. But for some reason, my monitors were giving problems when I plugged them in, and it's okay, they're not coming up or anything. So started kind of late. That's why I was kind of trying to fumble. Even right now, for some reason, one of them's not coming up. So need to look into that after the stream is done.
Yeah, I've had a similar problem with my monitor as well. There was a short or something, I think, in one of the cords. But streaming without two monitors it's hell.
So, exactly.
That one monitor thing is very mid. Once you go two, you can't go back.
It's crazy, bro. Trust me. But definitely, things are up and running now. I don't want to touch anything. You're already here. Free game should be on its way. So I'll just leave the troubleshooting till after we're done and everything.
I know when I stream with you, my audio, I don't know what happens. It turns crazy. Is everything sounding decent at least?
Yeah, compared to previous times. I know the usual audio issues, but this time nothing yet at least.
Okay, cool.
Nothing yet.
Something to work with.
Yeah. Free game, welcome, man. What's poppin'?
Might take him a little bit too.
No pressure. I see. Oh, Sid in the chat. Wagwan, man. I'm here. The Arashikage. Yo.
Yo.
Hey, man.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Bro, getting himself situated. I understand.
No pressure. So how are you feeling, guys?
Pretty good for me. Just took a week off, and outside of the one stream I did, and it was fun and fantastic. I got right back into Yu-Gi-Oh this week, so I've been playing. Updating my collection. Play testing decks, looking up combos, just watching the anime again while I do it. So it's all very nostalgic this week. So I've been having a ball. But yeah, that's just me.
Alright, sounds good.
About to get back to work pretty soon. But yeah.
Alright, no pressure, no pressure. Free game. You there, man? What's up?
What up, bro?
I'm here, man. Just chilling. You know, it's Sunday, so no,
Are you
nothing
already
too
live?
crazy. Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I was before you guys came on, I was kind of just saying like the general stuff in terms of anime and manga between Solo Leveling and Boruto and etc. Free reign of course, but of course naturally like I was saying to you guys, I really wanted to talk quite a bit of Dragon Ball for this stream, given the obvious reasons. Given I don't think anybody would disagree with the fact that the biggest thing anime and manga wise right now is that Akira Toriyama died like the first of this month, which is still crazy to me.
Yeah. No, big facts.
Yeah,
I
true.
was just I was actually thinking about that today, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. Just I guess surface level. I don't think I've like heard like you guys. I know you guys probably did a stream on it, but I don't think I've like heard like your opinions or how you felt or just your general thoughts on the whole passing of Toriyama.
Yeah, we did a stream on it. I mean, bro, that's like your whole childhood dying right there. But honestly, we all gotta go someday. So,
Nah, true.
and he lived a amazing life, a life that I can only dream of. So,
Sorry, for you, I think you have your TV on in the background.
oh, I'm sorry, I turned it down. Didn't know you guys can hear it. But yeah, no. So the dude lived an amazing life. He lived a life that I can only dream of. Um, how old was he? Like 74, 76 or something like that? Like he lived a full life, if you ask me. So like, you can
Nah,
be sad about it, or you can just be celebrate a person's life, and I rather celebrate a
yeah.
person's life. And
True,
yeah,
true. Well, no, it's probably died at 68, so yeah.
oh, 68.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Um
still young, man. Still young.
That's still young. Shit, I'll make it a 68. Fuck.
That's
true,
that's an
true.
achievement.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah, go ahead, Melo. Sorry.
I know hit it up. It's your pot.
No, I was just gonna say like in terms of your like surface level thoughts before we get into the more nitty gritty of it, I suppose.
Yeah. I kind of feel both ways. Like, on one hand, I am very saddened by it. When I heard the news, I really didn't. I was, I was kind of numb to it. I didn't really feel anything about it because I was just so. A lot of my heroes have been dying recently.
Yeah.
Jason David Frank with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
Kevin Conroy. My boy Lance Reddick, Mr. Smith. He was on The Wire too. There's just been a lot.
Wait, he died when?
I think last year.
Dang.
So there's been a lot of
that's crazy.
there's been a lot of people passing, so I was kind of numb to it. And I remember I saw a thumbnail and I saw his face when he was younger. He was just smiling, and that hit me really hard. And I was playing some music, and it was like the Dragon Ball opening. And that one like got me tearing up, like, cause that's so nostalgic for me. I love Dragon Ball probably more than I like Z or Super. Definitely more than Super.
Definitely.
So to hear that music, just to hear that music, to see his smiling face, it just that's when it hit me after stream. So yeah, I'm saddened by it, but I also want to honor and respect what he was able to accomplish, and like
Hell
the
yeah.
totality of a man's life.
Hell yeah.
Should be celebrated, I think. And he did something that I can only imagine. A lot of us can only dream about. So yeah.
Yeah, same
True.
shit I said. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, this might sound messed up, but I really didn't see him going before Goku's voice actor. I really thought Goku's
I
voice
think
actor
that
was
the perception a lot of persons had, honestly, because I know persons were like concerned about Nozawa and everything given her age, but yeah, it's crazy that he went before her, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, to be at her age, bro, she has a lot of freaking energy, and like, because like I'll be watching their like the studio clips of the voice actors doing the voiceovers and stuff, and she got to scream at the top of her lungs all the freaking time, and like just being Goku's voice. Imagine being Goku's voice actor, the most like hyper character in freaking in the verse, one of the hypest characters in the verse. You gotta do all this damn screaming. You're in your late 70s.
Yeah, true. I'm wondering what. It's crazy. Like, you know, thinking about like for me, my kind of top level, I already did a video like most like everybody on the internet at this point. But for me, I mean, I was playing Tekken. I was playing some ranked matches online, and yeah, I was just
I
here,
don't
man.
remember what he was watching, what he was playing. That's funny.
So yeah, I was just running some Tekken, and then you guys are familiar with Kyle from Vari Studios. Like he sent me a message like, "Yo, Toriyama died." I'm like, and similar to you, Melo. Like at first, I'm like, "What?" And then I continued playing the match for Tekken. I didn't really feel anyway, right? But after I kind of like turned off the Xbox, and then I started ironing for work the next day, and then it's like it kind of hit me after that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm more surprised that you iron before work, bro.
no.
I
I
remember
just
them
wake
days,
up and
bro.
hop up and go, bro.
I remember them days.
Yo.
Pulling out that board, bro.
I remember that.
No pressure. Well, speak of the devil, and he shall join the Discord. Kyle, log on.
Oh, I don't want that. Not the devil.
I think
What,
you
what
have a
devil?
little correction to make because you weren't playing Tekken, you were losing at Tekken.
Okay, fine.
The truth revealed.
That's a big variation right there, bro. Big difference.
We're here, man. We're here. Log on.
Happening.
You
I
know.
heard somebody say something about Sanjay being in his late 70s and screaming. What's up with that?
No, man, not me. We were talking about like
Bro, I'll cry.
Nozawa. But yeah, man, welcome to the stream, man.
My
Welcome
guy
to the stream.
came here. Super excited and happy. That's great. I love the energy.
Trust me.
I
Kyle,
love the energy.
log on. You good?
How do I
I thought my audio went out for a second. I was like, what happened? My
I'm just
computer's
wondering
been
how do I answer that without raining on the parade.
Oh.
I'm alive.
Okay,
I
okay.
am
Always
alive.
go with the truth, brother. Always with the truth.
Fair enough, man. But yeah, like I had mentioned, bro, like, you know, the usual stream, but I definitely wanted to spend a decent amount of time talking about Toriyama, Dragon Ball, and, you know, everything connected with that, essentially. So, I don't know, man, like, I was just telling the guys here that, you know, you messaged me while I was losing at Tekken. But, like, for you, like, what was the experience for you, Kyle? Like, when you heard, because I imagine you probably were, like, strolling through Twitter or something.
I was actually watching a Moist Critical stream and somebody said, "Hey, Toriyama's gone." I'm like, wait, Toriyama? I've heard that name before. It sounds a little familiar.
What the hell?
So I look and I'm like, oh my god, it's true. And I think it was at the same time I messaged you and you're like, nah, you know, and the more I look into it, the more like, yo, man gone, like he just decided that, you know what, I'm gonna check out, you know? I'm already a
that was his
legend.
decision. I don't think he just woke up like, you know what, I'm dying today. You know what? Today seems like a good day for death.
That would be wild, bro. Honestly.
But yeah, for me
I don't know.
personally,
My
it
grandpa
didn't
did
like
this
hit all that. Even though I'm kind of like disconnected because I'm not quote unquote a fan of his work.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't watch everything Dragon Ball related because I do, but
Hey,
it
it's
was
nothing wrong
only
with that.
after. It was only after he's gone that I started watching some videos and I saw that he did more than just, you know, Dragon Ball
Yeah,
and other
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. But there is no doubt that he's been one of the most influential manga artists
facts.
out there. Like,
Definitely.
there's no doubt about that. I grew up with Dragon Ball. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it was there. I can't help it. I
It
was
was
there
there.
when Goku did his first transformation. I was there, man. I was there on day one when it dropped.
Hey, that's a great segue though. Like, I've been to Jamaica. But I don't live there. What is the impact of Dragon Ball in Jamaica? You know, well, I don't know if you guys ever been to the States, but compared to the States, if you have been.
All right. Well, I've been to the States probably like 3 times, but it's not like I've talked with like any wide variety of persons in
Right,
terms of
true.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
obviously from
You got family here?
yeah, I have family here. Not much, but 1 and 2, like an aunt or 1 cousin or 2, give or take, you know, a few, just not much. But
Yeah, okay.
really and truly, when I think about it, is like, of course, it's the age of the internet, so you could still have an idea of the impact of Dragon Ball in the States. But with here in Jamaica, honestly, every similar to Kyle, you might have a lot of persons who weren't necessarily Dragon Ball fans, but like growing up, like being like a 90s kid, and it's 2024 now, like a number of persons, even if they weren't fans, knew what Dragon Ball was. Even if it was that like that one girl like, remember that when my brother used to watch Dragon Ball, or like they kind of mockingly teasing you in terms of you watch Dragon Ball, or that type of thing. But in terms of the
sounded similar so far.
Exactly. So, but the CM, it was the same vibe, honestly. The whole come home from school, try to catch it on Toonami, you're on the playground, you're Kame, you're kind of play fighting and everything. It was awesome, man. Like even like when
was it like a big community though? Like at school, like for instance, my school, like every day. Well, I won't say every day. Like every school day, we'll come back the next day and talk about the previous episode and shit like that. Like guys have like a community. Like,
well, I can only speak for like me and like my group of friends.
Yeah, your
like,
experience.
But yeah, that was definitely the case. Definitely the case. And oh my god, like even like extending to things like when you'd play Tenkaichi or Budokai, breaking your analog sticks and all of that, man. It's like the experience with Dragon Ball here in Jamaica was good for me, really good, honestly. And like even as I said, even if it was persons who weren't really fans or even anime fans overall, but they'd like they'll recognize Goku, so yeah. I remember even Siddiqui that's in my chat right now is a brethren of mine that went to university with me, and he was telling me a story one time when the guys that would do like DVD rips and try to like sell them on the roadside or whatever the case may be, right? And he was saying like like he was trying to get some Naruto DVDs, and like the guy that was selling like Naruto, I don't even know that, man. Some foolishness. And it's like, okay, you got Dragon Ball. So, yeah, man, I know Goku, man. Like, so I'm telling you, it's the impact. But, that's a good segue. What I wanted to ask you guys in terms of how you felt in terms of seeing the massive outpouring of persons who were doing videos, apart from Toriyama trending, the various governments that like acknowledged him and kind of gave praise to him and everything. Because personally, like, I know Dragon Ball had an impact, but the amount of persons I saw like come out and do videos or say something, even these various governments, like, it really surprised me. I don't know how you guys felt about that. Like, I don't know if it was a case where you guys were like, yo, this guy watched Dragon Ball, you watch Dragon Ball? Like how did you guys feel about that? Because like, it was trending like crazy.
For me, not so much. I mean, it's as far as my YouTube goes, like my recommends, I'm kind of tapped out of the anime community. Like as far as my like main YouTube channel page that I would like watch YouTube videos on, I'm like subscribed to premium on.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of tapped out. But when I like log into like CMP, of course that's all I saw was like rest in peace Toriyama, legacy of Toriyama. But I was really surprised, mostly like how you said like government officials and stuff like that, like how much love they were showing to Toriyama, especially like I don't know how it is worldwide, but in the States, I've seen it a lot on the news. I was like kind of surprised to see like a mangaka death being presented on the news. Like I think I seen it on Fox. I was like, what the fuck? Like they're talking about Toriyama? What the hell? So like, and then like just like people on my like Facebook, for instance, and stuff like that, like saying R.I.P. like people that I didn't even know were fans and shit like that. Like, oh damn, you watched it? That's what's up. Females. I was like, oh shit, you tapped in like that? Then no? Oh, that's cool. So I mean, like it's bittersweet. Yeah. Bittersweet, but it's pretty dope. Like I said, he lived a legacy that I can only imagine. Like and can dream of. Like he really left his footprint.
Yeah. Mello, what about you, man? In terms of like just seeing the outpouring of persons that came out and the real impact, man. That's I don't know. What did you think of that?
Yeah. Well, obviously there is that impact, but I think a lot of people, older people or certain organizations that you wouldn't typically think would cover it,
Mhm.
they might not have actually been fans of his,
True.
but his work was so undeniable. You
Yeah.
can't like not look at that impact that he had on like an entire generation and going on
That's
to this
facts.
day. And when I say impact on like I'm talking about multiple generations, not even forget Dragon Ball, Doctor Slump,
True.
right? Like he was already accomplished.
That was one of my favorites, and pretty funny.
Yeah, he was already accomplished before that, and then he did Dragon Ball, he did Dragon Quest as well, and probably some other projects that I don't even know about. But when you see someone so great and so accomplished and such a master at their craft, you can't, and their life comes to a tragic end. You can't help but look at what they accomplished and the impact that it had, and just be in awe of that and to acknowledge that. And I think that's the key word, acknowledgement. Even if you're not a fan of his, even if you don't like Dragon Ball for the writing or whatever the case may be, for whatever reasons you may have,
Yeah.
acknowledging, because that's what it's about. Life. You live your life. You try to accomplish something. You try to make an impact. You try to touch people emotionally. And I don't have to be a fan of his work, which I am, but I don't have to be in order to look at that impact. Say that guy accomplished something, and let me honor that. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
I was about to ask Kyle, but he seems to be keep chipping in and out. But I guess when he gets back in, yeah, as you said, Melo.
I mean,
go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say, because Mel, you said it. I mean, like his life did he really like did come to a tragic end? Really, like, I mean, he could have died worse. He had what a aneurysm in the brain. I think he most likely died in his sleep or something like that. Like, I mean, shit. I don't want to go in the hands of a human. If I had to go, shit, God take me. Like, I'd rather go like something like that in my sleep, real peaceful. I don't want nobody to take me out with like a bullet or some vicious stabbing, drowning, shit like
took a
that.
turn.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, and like with all things in consideration, he lived an amazing life, and I mean, he passed peacefully.
True.
I don't know.
Kyle.
Maybe that's why I was kind of like numb to it, like how you guys said, because it was like. It wasn't like, oh, Toriyama got killed. I think if Toriyama would have got like,
if it was something more violent,
like that, it would have been, it would have been more like, oh shit, and everybody would have, felt it like harder. But he went out with something natural. It was sleep. I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed peaceful. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Kyle. What about you, man? Like, did they we know the impact is great, but did the outpouring of like tributes, RIPs, trending on Twitter, news coverage by major like news outlets and the various governments that actually gave him a shout out, like official government officials, all that jazz, did that surprise you? How did you feel about that? Or etc. etc.
Yeah, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you.
Okay, that's weird. It's because my Discord is literally black screen, but oh well. It was a bit surprising because not many can say, "Oh, government official acknowledge the existence of anime outside of it'll the negative impacts that it's had, or claims to have had in quotation marks on the youth of our generation or whatnot." But to see them honor him in a positive way, to say, "Hey, yo, you did great, thank you," it to me was a little surprising.
Yeah.
Because like I said, normally manga artists, they don't get that kind of recognition. You know,
Yeah.
they have to work for like years, clawing at all sorts of bullshit paychecks in order for even put out a single panel or people for even like it. And Toriyama come out here and I say, "Look, guys, I can get the government to notice me and give me accolades and give me awards. What can you do?" Like, yeah, it was very surprising and welcomed. I want to see it more with everyone in the anime community.
True.
Yeah.
I think he will. Because those people, I'm not sure what the impact of like Dragon Ball was on, in a negative sense, on the youth. Because I was a youth when it was around, so I probably wasn't apprised of that conversation being had. But I think a lot of the people like me, we're older now, and we've inherited the world, and we are the senators, and we're becoming the politicians. So, and we're becoming those people who are in those organizations. or inheriting it. So them acknowledging it, they were probably kids growing up with that stuff, or at least younger, in like they're in high school or something, growing up or whatever when it came out. So these are the people who are now running the world, or about to truly inherit the world, as people cling going for dear life, the boomers. But yeah. So I'm not surprised at that at all. It's just a human thing, man. Like his stories touch people emotionally. I mean, I remember that future Trunks scene where Gohan dies in the anime, not in the manga.
Yeah.
It didn't happen that way, but in the anime, he dies like that, and then he turns Super Saiyan. He's crying, he's squeezing his fist so tight, his hands bleed. That had a profound impact on me as a kid. That never give up mentality that Goku always had, like that type of stuff was really, well, impactful. So it definitely it touched people on a human emotional level, his stories and his tales. So it's just a human reaction, really.
I know a lot of people who are in the gym to this day because of Goku, bro.
Yeah, yo, the workout culture because of Dragon Ball is
it's
probably one of the healthiest thing I've seen, honestly.
Yeah.
Some of that Bruce Faulkner music, bro, it's on, bro.
Don't even mention it, dog. Honestly.
Yeah, man.
And
like, is this the mindset of just being in peak condition? Like, I don't know. I don't know if Dragon Ball had a negative effect or like any negative connotations. Like, I know they used to say that it was like a lot, like some racist hints in Dragon Ball. Like, I forget what character it was.
Because of Mr. Popo, usually.
Yeah, Mr. Popo. Yeah, Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo had big lips
Let's
and
not
everything.
forget Frieza goes around calling people monkeys.
That too.
Yeah, but he's not calling anybody of dark skin tone monkeys. So I mean, is it really racist? Like,
I will say the art style for some of the stuff in Dragon Ball is a bit racist. I'm not gonna like sit here and sugarcoat that, but he's a product of his environment, and there's probably not a lot of influence. I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for racism, but there were aspects of that in there, to be fair.
Yeah, and you gotta like think about the time that Dragon Ball came out, and like lives in Japan, so all he can really go off of is like American media, and if that's what he's seeing in American media, you know, he's going to imitate that in his art. I'm not trying to make excuses, but you know, it was a lot of art like that. If you look like at like the old Looney Tunes cartoons and stuff like that, if you see how they depict like black characters and shit like that, like it was really, really fucked up. It was kind of racist. Like it was definitely racist. And like other countries, that's what they see.
I don't want to speak to what his motivations were or what inspired him, but I'm pretty sure he could have just like saw some black people on TV or something, or pictures, and then that would influence his art. I don't know what inspired the way he drew black people or depicted them.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, denigrate a whole man's life's work
because
over
of that.
Yeah, but I will acknowledge that it was there.
Yeah, it was there, but I didn't really catch nothing that was overtly racist. Like I was like, oh my gosh.
Especially since he was like a gag manga artist as well. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, it's there, but it's like
even like the non-black characters look goofy as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, could you really blame dude? Like, I think the most racist thing that he did was like the Red River Army. He had one of the lieutenants was named Black, and the name was Black as hell. Like that was like the most racist thing. I was like, oh shit, damn, just right in my face like that. Okay, Akira Toriyama, that's what's up.
But I mean, for me personally, even when it was there, it didn't. I don't know. It just didn't come off offensive anyway. So it's like, but
you know, Black got his ass whooped really easily.
You're a Jamaican, so our exposure to racism is through the U.S. So that's where we know where racism comes from. So when we see it, we're like, okay, I'll move on, right?
Yeah.
But then
that's true.
Our American friends would be like, hey, that's racist. And
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. That is racist. Hey. Take that back.
I will fully acknowledge the racist aspects, but I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, yuck the yum of this conversation by like trying to go hard in on it. You know, it was there. There were aspects there. There may be explanations for it, but I won't excuse it. But in totality, I enjoyed his work, and that's just the honest truth of the matter for me personally. But yeah.
Yeah, other than that, favorite movie, guys. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, it's your stream. Go ahead. No.
Fair point. What I wanted to kind of segue, since we were kind of talking about the impact and everything, right? I know a lot of persons are maybe, you know, the few hundreds or 200s or whatever the case may be, like, yo, you guys never really knew the man, etc., etc. Like, this is cringe, like how you guys are behaving. But it kind of comes back down to that whole aspect of impact. Like, and I said it in my video when, the same night Kyle told me, and we found out, is that, yeah, you don't necessarily have to know the man, like, personally, because, I mean, 99.9% of us don't, or wouldn't be able to. But as Mela was saying, like, you see the work, you see the impact, and you just have to kind of respect it. So that's what I would personally say to, like, persons who may, like, come up with that argument, like, oh, you didn't know him, like, that basically.
I mean,
Is that an actual argument people have made? That's crazy.
I've seen
I see
some
a
random
lot
comments.
I see that a lot.
Yeah.
That happens a lot though. Like not even just like Akira Toriyama, even with like artists and stuff like that. Like if an artist die and then like a whole bunch of people start showing them love, like oh that's fake love. Like he was listening to him before he died. Blah 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 blah. And like
how do they know? They just make
exactly my point. You know what I'm saying?
Why,
like
it must be children or just like really dumb people who makes this claim.
it's
why
very small.
Why like anything
very loud.
external to yourself then? Like music. Why like an artist? Why like a football player or a basketball player? Like you don't know these people personally, but like their accomplishments is what you get invested in.
Exactly.
Right? It's something to be inspired by. Martin Luther King, like all these things. Like I'm inspired by these types of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a dumb perspective, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's a very small community, but they're very loud though. Like you know.
The dumbest people often are.
True. And then it's
Very
like
true.
what persons need to realize as well is that even the accomplishments of these artists, right? You obviously it's not like say you go and do X out there in the wild and it's because of the artist, but usually the accomplishments of the artist you can associate with a lot of moments in your life as well, a lot of positive moments, a lot of developmental moments. So I think it kind of comes down to that as well. Even if the accomplishments were like you use them as like a proxy to, I don't know, make friends, or probably in those times when I didn't have internet, me and my cousin would play Dragon Ball or whatever, those little moments. So I think persons like that need to kind of step outside the box.
No, I think those kind of people who make those comments,
yeah,
either they are genuinely like, not insightful or thinking at all on any level, or I just think they just want to express some kind of negativity or frustration or like lash out because maybe they had a bad day or like life's not going their way and they just like fucking grouches all the fucking time. So like people like that do that. So yeah.
They do that.
Hungry, here's a Snickers bar. Calm down.
Yeah, bro,
it's not that serious, honestly.
It really isn't, man. It's like this dude just passed. Like people were really inspired and like you said, like you just like I have fond memories thinking back those Toonami days with Ronin Warriors and Yu Yu Hakusho and like Gundam G Gundam and stuff with my boy Domon Kashu and the Shy. Like I remember those promos from Tom and like the Dragon Ball stuff coming up next. Like,
Tom.
Hell yeah, man.
Yo, remember when Tom died?
Bro.
Yo,
Tom died a few times.
For the first time, my fault. The first time.
Yeah, I remember the little event, the little thing took over spaceship.
That was crazy, yo.
Those are the days, bro.
So you can think about that stuff and tie that back to Dragon Ball because it was a part of your childhood, and just think fondly about that. Like this notion is insane to me. But I don't think the point is logic. I think the point is like outrage, to lash out, to make someone hurt because you're hurting. That type of bullshit. So
I think it's like people who just want to. I don't know, like, oh, I'm a fan of this and only I can be a fan of it. Like, and you wasn't a fan before. I didn't see you posting this on your Facebook or your Twitter. You wasn't, like, this wasn't something that you was socially doing. So why are you representing him now that he's dead? Like, it's that
stuff
type
like
of thing.
that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Shit, I had a question. I just lost my train of thought. But,
happens to me often, man.
It's crazy. Man, honestly.
Losing a whole train.
Gonna have to start using that. I just lost the whole train, honestly. But to even segue just a bit from Dragon Ball, like the other stuff like Dragon Quest, and I like growing up, I think I would have been maybe around, let me see, was I in prep school or was I in high school? But the point is, yeah, Chrono. Have any of you guys actually played Chrono Trigger?
I have heard of it. I have not played it.
Oh,
No, I've never
man.
played it.
Probably one of the greatest RPGs of all time, man. Honestly, like, beautiful. But the point is, it's interesting to see like Toriyama's art style and other things, right? Like you see Dragon Quest, or if you even look up Chrono Trigger, like, oh shit, like this is clearly Toriyama. But obviously, I haven't like played any of the Dragon Quest games, but I've played Chrono Trigger, so that would be another medium that Toriyama's touched that I've interacted with, and it's interesting
I
to
didn't know
see. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I just looked it up. It looks really Toriyama.
yeah, I know, right? Like you look
Chrono Key?
Chrono Trigger.
Oh, Chrono Trigger. What
Yeah.
am I thinking?
If
I'm
you
thinking
even-
of Chroma Key because I was doing the green screen.
Oh, I see. But if you even look at like the main, like the one of the
Oh, yeah,
main
this is
female
really Dragon Ball.
characters there in Chrono Trigger, you're like, oh, isn't this just Bulma?
Ah, yeah,
It's
this
like
is
the,
very, it's very Dragon Ball esque.
It's like the Rave Master stuff. It's like Fire Force and Rave Master. Well, it's Fire Force Rave Master. Oh, maybe I'm getting my things mixed up, but the fairy tale stuff, like all the characters kind of look the same from like
Yeah.
the new iterations. Is that type of beat, but yeah,
Yeah,
still
definitely.
works. Still works.
Still
This character looks really cool with the red hair. Like,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say they got him with a sword. This dude is.
What is his deal? Is he a human? Is he something else?
Yeah, the main
Wow.
character Chrono, he's human, but of course, eventually learns like magic and all that jazz in the game. So it's kind of like a
okay.
magical swordsman, if you could put it like that.
Bro, this
Is
is
this like-
Dragon
is this
Ball.
like-
That's crazy.
Is this in the verse or this is?
Oh no,
not?
it's not in the verse. Definitely separate. I think he only did art for it, but the story and writing would be from Square Enix, I suppose.
That's crazy. Yeah, you can tell he did the art, bro, because like that's definitely Toriyama art. Like,
We have
even
Sigma.
like that.
do you
What's that chick name that always turned like when her hair turned from blonde to black, she was like badass and shit. What's her name? I can't remember her name.
Yeah, launch.
Launch. There you go. This chick on the right looks just like Launch. This dude looks like one of the villains of Dragon Ball. I swear I seen this frog somewhere in Dragon Ball.
Sanjay, do you know of any other IP that he's done? Because I never heard of this Chrono. Oh, I mean, I've heard of Chrono Trigger, but I didn't know that he was
Actually
associated
tried.
with it.
Well, I mean, apart from like
I looked up, but I didn't see anything really that I didn't know.
well, apart from like Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger, is there any other IP I know of that he's really touched like that?
All of Toriyama's.
Yeah, if you could look it
IP.
up. Yeah, Sid in the chat saying like if we check out Dragon Quest 11's main character, it's basically Trunks. Let me see if I can find that.
Didn't Dragon
Oh.
Quest have like a remake with the anime? I think I saw relatively recently some highlights of that. They looked amazing.
Yeah,
I might
Adventures of
watch
Die, I
that
think.
now.
Yeah, that looked
Yes.
really good. Yeah.
Yes. I believe that's what it was. Do you mind if I read a super I got for you? It's a quick one.
Yeah, man, no pressure, man.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he
So
worked
shout
on
out to my
too
boy
much.
Alex. He says, "What's your favorite Dragon Ball technique?"
Ooh.
Oh, that's going.
What-
Mine's
what do
has
you think?
always been instant transmission, but I don't know about you guys.
That's a good one.
Technique.
Like when Goku first learned instant transmission and they first like aired it, I was like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. I didn't see that in any other like series or anything like that. Then, every other series, we get the Flying Rising and all that shit. It's not becoming so special, but first time I seen it was in Dragon Ball.
You grab Master Roshi's glasses.
Mhm.
I'm tempted to say the Kaioken. I'm tempted. Tempted to say the Kaioken. We have Sid in the chat saying again that Blue Dragon.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
remember Blue Dragon. I always thought Blue Dragon was Dragon Quest.
Hmm.
Maybe I've been wrong about that all this time.
Maybe.
Dragon.
But yeah, but when I look at it, yeah, this is definitely Toriyama's art
Oh, it's
style.
the video game. Oh yeah, that's definitely Toriyama's art style because of the
Yeah.
dragon and everything. Let me see. I'm gonna look up all Toriyama video games because when I look up all his work, it just gives me all the normal shit. Dr. Slum, shit like that.
Let's see.
I don't know what my favorite technique is actually.
Damn, he got a lot of games.
I'm thinking my favorite technique is the Kaioken,
Yeah.
but I feel like it might be something. I really like Ultra Instinct. Well, no, that's not true. I like
It's
how
not.
Goku uses Ultra Instinct, but
Mm,
like the whole autonomous thing, like Whis does it, it's kind of boring to be honest.
mhm.
But when Goku does it, you get like the music and the silver hair and the gold eye, silver eyes and shit. That shit look hard. I ain't
Legendary,
gonna.
bro.
Even though like I'm a super kind of detractor a little bit, I can't deny peak when I see it. So yeah. But I'll go with Kaioken for sure, just so iconic.
I know, right?
Yes.
Sid saying Mafuba is his favorite technique.
Yo, the
Ooh,
Mafuba. That's
That's a
bro.
good one. That's a
That's
good
a
one.
pick.
True,
That's a good
true.
one.
That's a good pick.
Oh, what? Maybe what's the name? His time skip was pretty dope. Time cage, all that.
That was a
Hold
pretty
on,
good
hold
one.
on.
Yeah, it's pretty
Hold
good.
on. I'm gonna list all three of my yes, I have three. Want to judge me? So,
I
the
judge you
first
with
one
positivity.
is, of course, the instant Kamehameha. In
Okay,
every
combo.
Dragon Ball Z game, that technique
Yeah.
has saved me a ton. So, I don't care.
Budokai Tenkaichi. Yeah.
Next is the Gallet gun.
Okay.
Come
okay.
on, iconic. And then
I
it's
can't argue with it.
the last one is the perfect final flash.
Mm.
Those are all my favorites.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the solar flare for a second. I was like, what? Yeah, no, Final Vegeta. Yeah, no, that's a good one. When he
First
did
time
it
he did the
against Cell.
final flash, I think that was the first time I ever shed tears in a Dragon Ball thing. Like, it was good.
It was
I
really
think
good.
they.
Especially with
I
the
think they
music.
did a pseudo. I think they did a pseudo Final Flash on Namek when he fought Raccoon.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a precursor. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I ain't never really cared about Key Blast too much to really like Photo F1 is my favorite technique. I always like the random interesting shit.
I liked Frieza's like little finger beam because he was like packing people up with that thing.
Yeah.
It was, like,
Deadly as
very
hell with
iconic.
that one finger.
Frieza,
I remember
yeah.
Dragon Ball. Like I remember
Fingering
like at one
everybody.
point.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
fingering everybody. Wow.
No.
All right. All right.
I remember like back then I used to think like the more powerful you are, like the less fingers you can use. Because Frieza was using one finger, everybody else had to use their full hand and shit like that. I was like, okay, all right, so that's how you measure power in Dragon Ball. The amount
I have
of
never
limbs
heard.
you need to create your technique. All right, cool.
I have never heard anyone like reason like that in terms of that.
That was my reasoning. I'm not saying anybody else had this reasoning.
No, that's what I'm
Yo,
saying. It's the first I'm hearing somebody come up with that one.
No, it's kind of valid, bro. Because then like Trunks got packed up by that one finger from Goku. That
Well,
scene was fire.
Fair
bro.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's like, bro. He's like, where's your power pole? He's like, bro, I don't need it, bro. I got this finger.
I got this finger, bro. It's immaculate. What the hell?
No,
Yeah.
honestly.
Go and ask Chi-Chi.
About to get this work.
Yo.
Yeah, that scene was fire though.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Honestly. I wanted to ask like the next thing, like, do you guys remember like the first time you saw Dragon Ball? Like the first time you saw Dragon Ball and like your favorites, say, top 3 moments. I don't know.
First time I seen Dragon Ball, I was like 4 years old. I was a little dude. Top 4 moments though.
Top 3.
Like the thing that really got me, like what I used to like I said, I was a baby, a real little kid.
Yeah.
Like you know how when you're a little kid, you have one movie that you watch all like over and over and over and over and over and over again. That was me with damn, I used to watch that shit all the time. I can never remember the goddamn name of the movie. The one with the dude with the flute and
Hirudegan.
There you go,
Wrath of
bro.
the Dragon?
God damn it,
Yeah.
thank you. Wrath of the Dragon. There you go. And my dad bought me that shit on cassette, bro. I used to watch that shit all the time. So I don't know. That was like I was gonna ask you guys that, like, what was your guys' favorite movie? But I don't want to get off topic. So
No, we'll definitely get to that, man.
Yeah. So that, because that was the first time, like, I know everybody's like first introduction to Super Saiyan was like Namek. My first introduction to Super Saiyan was Super Saiyan 3 and the Dragon Fist. I was like, what the fuck? So that was really a top moment for me. Second one was when Piccolo died. That shit kind of hit hard, bro. Like I was like, damn, not my boy Piccolo. I almost shed a tear. I'm not gonna lie, right there with Gohan. Piccolo died. That shit was heart wrenching, bro. And then, bro, I always got to give my dude respect, but I always forget his name too. My boy with the Chon Collectors, man. He just,
Mercenary Tao.
yeah. See, you always save me, Mello. Thank you, Mercenary
Mello
Tao,
with the
bro.
save as usual.
When Mercenary Tao first came in Dragon Ball, like that was like probably my favorite arc in Dragon Ball. Was the Mercenary Tao arc, bro, because that shit was just so comical. But you got to see like Goku really lose for the first time, and like him. Like, and you really get to see his motivation to win at that point in time. Like, because before he was just packing everybody. Everybody who came through, Goku was packing up. Mercenary Tao really gave him his first L.
Well, to be fair, he did lose to Jackie Chun, or so he claims. So
I think that wasn't that after Mercenary Tao though?
Nah,
That was before.
Before, man.
That was before. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Dragon Ball like over 20 years.
Bro, I made a whole 40-minute timeline video. I spent a whole 2 months with that series. I know that series like the back of my hand, bro.
I haven't watched them in over 20 years, bro. So
Yeah,
man.
forgive me if I don't know canonical.
Budokai Tenkaichi. Then the Red Ribbon Army saga followed that one. So yeah, Jackie Chun was a funny character, but
that was the
Toriyama.
only like Buddha Tenkaichi tournament that I liked in Dragon Ball. I really didn't like the tournaments too much. I didn't. I really wasn't a big fan of the tournaments, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The tournaments
Team
are
Shinra?
fun, bro.
Mm-mm.
Tien
Wasn't really a
versus
big fan.
Kid Goku. Oh, that was one of the most iconic fights in Dragon Ball.
Nah, mine was Master Roshi and Goku. But
Well, that was awesome too. We're not denying that.
Yeah.
But
that was the only one I liked, though. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like when they got to the Piccolo versus Goku one, when they did it in the tournament, I was like, this shouldn't have been on the tournament ring. Like,
Yeah, they should have found the whole planet. That shit was good.
yeah. So like that's why I'm like, I was really like starting to get out of the tournaments because I was like, how is anybody really going to compete with Goku anyways in the tournament? This is like regular martial artists, and you got this overly strong dude who's like just packing up people one shot. So it was just never interesting to me. Like you even see that in Dragon Ball Z, like they kind of like they still had the tournaments, but they kind of had to like bring themselves down, like hold themselves back and shit, so they wasn't just packing up in one shot. And people, I remember Trunks was fighting this dude, and he thought he was about to beat Trunks' ass and got whooped. Like it was shit like that. Like I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of the tournament. Still really ain't.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Still,
That's like the bread and butter of Dragon Ball, though. That's what
Yeah.
they're like built on.
Yeah, I
mean,
get
the
it.
tournament of power. Like they just did it in a different way. Like it's just tournaments all day. So.
Now that was fire. All right, so now that's another one that I liked right there. The tournament of power. Now that was fire. They took it to a whole new level with that one.
true.
It's a bit drawn out, but
Yeah.
it was okay.
I had a bunch of
Yeah,
problems too,
yeah.
but yeah. You know what would have been funny on a side note that just came to me that you guys are talking about the tournaments? It would have been interesting if in Super before the tournament of power, like, or if during the tournament, if Master Roshi dressed up as Jackie Chun again and actually revealed to Goku that he was the one that beat him all those years ago. That would have been interesting.
That would have been. I would have marked out.
Yeah, I would have. That would have been dope.
Like, what? That was you all those years ago? It's like, that'd be so good. Like nobody told him.
I know, right? That would have been awesome.
One thing that I wish that they would have swayed away from in Dragon Ball is the wishing shit back. Like, you know, like the whole tournament of power, I think they ruined it at the end when you just realized that they would just wished everybody back. I always like the final wish. Oh yeah, all the universes get erased, but I'm gonna use my only wish in the world to wish everybody back.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of reduce the stakes, and you know, of course, everybody, and most person these days does make fun of Dragon Ball because they're like, oh, there's no stakes, everybody's gonna get wished back, which is why I kind of think persons like the whole Shadow Dragon concept from GT, which would be nice to get like a modern take on that, if depending on the direction the franchise goes at this point, obviously.
There are ways to write it still. Like I like in the Zamasu arc, that was like I think the deaths there were really big.
Yeah,
Because there weren't any, well, obviously there weren't any like Dragon Balls, but
exactly.
like where Zamasu, where he originally came from, there were, and he like murdered Goku. When he murdered his wife and his son in his own body, like that was some intense stuff. And they came over to that Trunks' universe, and where there weren't any Dragon Balls, took out all the Kais, like everything.
Kais, yeah.
Like it was just really peak with that. and then they messed up the ending towards
Oh my
that. But
god, bro! But that's another argument.
yeah.
That's another discussion.
I'll get back to your question. Yeah, so I've told this many times. When I was a kid, I was watching the Saiyan saga, Yamcha versus the Cybermen. I thought Yamcha was Goku. When Goku came back, I was like, wait, he just died. What's happening? So my little kid brain couldn't process. They were in the same gi. They had the same hair color. The artwork was similar art style. So yeah, that was my first introduction. I didn't know about Raditz. I didn't know anything about Dragon Ball. And I remember I had like a little Krillin toy and a little Goku Goku toy. But I just thought they were like chibi. I didn't know what chibi was at the time, but basically I thought they were like little versions of the characters on the show.
Yeah.
During like the Saiyan saga. And my aunt was like, now this had to be like the Namek saga, like maybe before Ginyu. And my aunt was like, "Oh yeah, like there's an actual show before this." And I remember my little brain was blown. I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't curse back then, okay, because I would have got a whooping. But yeah. Oh, but yeah, no, that blew
Real
my
Southern,
mind.
baby.
Shit, the switch, bruh. So yeah, so that
Wait,
there was
hold
that.
on, hold on. Did you have to go pick out your own switch for your ass whooping or not?
Oh no,
Was
she
it
at least had a
instance?
little. She had one that was picked from generations back. She just like it was passed on to her, bequeathed to her from our ancestors to whoop ass in the generations to come. Okay, no, this thing has seen a many ass. Okay, but no, but yeah. So that was my experience with it. And I went back and watched Dragon Ball and loved every second. Maybe not the Emperor Pilaf stuff, but it had its charm.
Yeah.
And my favorite moment, I really like. Oh man, where do I pick? One thing I do like about Dragon Ball early on was the vibes, like the energy, and I think Toonami and like Cartoon Network, they did a really good job of making it cool, like the music, the Bruce Faulkner score. But
Yeah.
even before Bruce Faulkner, it was the Ocean's dub. With the whole over 9,000, that voice actor is not Chris Sabat from the Funimation dub.
No,
The
that's another
iconic over 9,000 is the Ocean's dub, which I always look forward to this day. And I can't really find it too much. But so that was really impactful to me. Even back then, the tone, the atmosphere, the movies, the Triamite specials, the world's strongest, Goku in the dead zone with the power pole, getting his hair cut, and that dope ass choreography versus those demons. Like all of that stuff really, yeah, like the power pole, the Nimbus, like the just everything about the aura, like that whole dun 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 Dragon Ball Z. Like everything they did was just so it built culture. And I remember going to like elementary school and just like talking with my friends about that stuff. We had like our little toys and Dragon Ball, flipping our little Pokemon cards and shit. So like that was like, I always say this, it's the best era to be a kid, to grow up in. That like late 90s, early 2000s is like the best era for a kid.
Hell yeah.
They ain't got shit now, but they just got Instagram and sorrow. Okay, like my God.
No.
My God, man. Like, they don't even know what it means to like touch grass and be outside playing and playing with your friends. Oh, I'm Trunks, you're Goku, like and we're fighting.
Bro, they don't even have sense enough to play video games on their own. They rather watch other people play video games. But that's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Well, to be fair,
somebody else play video games. Like, you have the same game.
To be fair, I do like me a good Pokemon Let's Play. I will sit down while I'm editing and just watch somebody play some Pokemon. So I can understand that Let's Plays.
I don't get it.
But yeah, that's just some of my just the tone, the vibe. I mean, I can talk about so much during that era, but I'm not gonna like derail your stream. But yeah, I like when he used Kaioken versus Frieza and Vegeta. That was a dope moment. I like how Krillin and Gohan were like powering up, and the artwork was so amazing during the Namek saga. They were going up against like the Ginyu Force for the first time. It was so fucking good. Like Goku versus Cell was so peak. Piccolo versus 17.
Nobody said the first wish on the Dragon Balls though. Like, come on.
Bruh.
That's nobody's favorite moment, bro. The first wish.
I mean, it was fun, but I wouldn't really put it in my favorite.
Some good old panties. My boy wished for some panties, bro. I was like,
nobody. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. Let me stop.
It might be, but it's definitely not one of my favorite moments. Oh boy,
that shit was funny as hell. I was like, out of all the things, I remember watching that though, like anticipating up to the first wish, like on the wish of the Dragon Balls, and that's what he wished for. I was like, seriously, bro. You wish for anything in the world right now.
Hey,
and
the
you wish
man,
for some
the
panties.
man
that
saved
shit's
the
crazy.
world, man. Right now, he
Ah,
should get.
yeah.
The man saved the world. Right now, he should get a statue beside Hercule or something, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he definitely.
No.
How did Hercule even come about? How the hell did he become like the strongest person? Or because he definitely like Goku's definitely
It's like you said.
the tournament champion for a long time.
It's like you said. Like he got too strong. He got disinterested in tournaments. He's always looking for a challenge. And in that void,
In that time space,
while
right
they were
there.
fighting the Saiyans and Namek and fighting Cell and this stuff, he came up.
Yeah.
Hercule's actually really powerful.
I mean, like for a
relatively
regular human, yeah.
Oh yeah, I must say relative to regular humans. Yeah.
Kyle, what about
Actually,
you?
he's
Man?
actually a pretty cool character though.
Yeah, everybody likes Hercule, man. It's funny.
What was the question?
In terms of like when you started watching, when you first started watching Dragon Ball, and like probably like some of your favorite moments, like maybe top 3, top 4, maybe.
The entire Dragon Ball, including Dragon Ball Z going forward.
No, man,
So,
just the first time you were introduced to any Dragon Ball content at all, like basically.
okay, so
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a confession to make. I've never watched Dragon Ball
He's a
before.
my confession.
Yeah, go ahead, Gal.
My experience with the Dragon Ball storyline was from a game called Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure.
Oh, alright.
That's
was for the
crazy.
Game Boy.
That's
Advanced.
really rare. Never heard this story before.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you mean like Dragon Ball, like the whole franchise, or you mean like Dragon Ball, but you've seen Z?
I've seen Z, but it's just the Dragon
Okay,
Ball
okay.
story from when Goku was young. I never saw
Okay.
that. My
Oh,
experience
got you. But you
Right.
never watched the original Dragon Ball, is what you're saying.
no,
Oh,
I
I
tried,
can
but
understand that. I can understand that.
That's fair enough.
Get
That's
to
fair.
Oh, just
Um,
to,
Yeah, it was really gaggish back then. That's why, like, if you watch the Z and you was used to more of like the serious vibe, and then you go back to Dragon Ball, it's like it's mad different. So I understand.
just to kind of clear up
But-
any confusion before you continue, Kyle. When I say Dragon Ball, I'm not really necessarily referring to like young Goku days. I'm just referring to the franchise overall. Z,
Yeah.
GT, everything. Like the first time you really like hit into anything.
hot take. I loved Dragon Ball GT. Hot take.
Hot take.
Hey,
I mean,
Dragon Ball GT.
I love
too,
Dragon Ball
I
GT
love it.
too. I don't see what's the big deal about it. Like people who
I
always
love
Yeah.
GT.
I love.
I didn't like the world quest or whatever they call that shit
Yeah.
at the beginning though, with like with Trunks, Goku, and what's her name, Pan. I wasn't really into that, like that first beginning. But when we got to like the Black Dragon Balls, that's when shit started heating up for me.
seeing Vegeta and those tights.
With-
Like,
with the moustache. The moustache.
Right, that mustache.
Mustache.
Legendary, bruh.
absolute peak. But overall, Dragon Ball, my 3 most favorite like standout scenes is I think it was one of the first scenes I ever watched. And
Yeah.
it was when Gohan beats the shit out of Frieza's. Is that his
Ooh.
second form when he's the big thing?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
got so angry.
Yeah.
I loved that, and when I watched that, I said, okay, I'm going to try to watch it back from like the beginning, but then it was a little before the inception of the internet, so you just had to watch
Mhm.
whatever TV
Whatever
had
came
on.
on. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then after that, I watched The World's Strongest, and again
Ooh.
another Gohan scene was my favorite. And Gohan cracked, even Goku couldn't crack the thing, and Gohan cracked it. I'm like, this little boy got, he's got some talent. And then my all-time favorite is Gohan versus Cell, that final Kamehameha.
Ooh, the father
that shit was
son. Ah, shit. Honestly.
That I wish they would have kept Goku dead and just let Gohan tell the rest of the story. But
Yeah.
Hey.
Even though Vegeta was pissing me off that whole arc, but
hey, you leave Vegeta out of this. If it wasn't for Vegeta, we wouldn't have got that iconic saying, man. Leave him
Vegeta
alone.
pissed me off from beginning to end. He the reason why Gohan arm got broken. He the reason why Cell went into his final form. Like, bro, just fucking up the whole series. I'm not saying he fucked up the whole series. I'm saying he was fucking up.
Yeah, we know. Oh my god.
I've never seen Vegeta go. Oh well, apart from when he just came to Earth, he got whooped. So wait, is it just me or does Vegeta get whooped in every single season?
No, he first came
bro.
back when he was like, "I'm finally a Super Saiyan," and he killed the android. Which one was it? The
19.
fat dude.
Yeah,
19. Yeah, just ripped his arms off. That shit was that was fucking special. But
I
then
think
when
people have. Sorry, continue.
no, I was just gonna say. Then when Android 18 kicked my boy's arm off, that was mwah, or 17, whichever one is a girl.
Yeah, 18.
I think people have like maybe rose tinted goggles or glasses. I don't know what the saying the boomer said. But I think people look back at Vegeta with the lens of Super, how he's like kind of him in Super, like he's like 1A to Goku's 1B. In Dragon Ball Z, it wasn't really like that. He would always have these epic entrances. And for whatever reason, we were always gaslit into believing he would accomplish something, and then he would just get like fucking destroyed. Even in the movies like they dogged him out so dirty. I remember when Broly came about, everybody was like rushing in.
Yo, was just holding him by his head like, you're a bitch.
You're a coward. And then like he was like, they don't understand.
Every gag joke. I swear.
Honestly, yo, I'm glad you brought that up, Melo, because I do want to talk briefly on the movies. But you see that first Broly movie, it has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
First Broly was fucking savage.
Yeah. That first Broly movie was iconic. What do you guys think? First Broly movie or the remake of Broly? Which one do you think was better? It was a big debate, like when the Broly movie came out.
I'm not even no debate. Remake.
Yeah.
A lot of people said the first Broly, like they liked the first Broly, like the insane fucking can't control this fucking anger and just sadistic, tapped out. Like they like that Broly more than the one that was presented.
He's the same in the remake. They just remove like the sadistic elements. I mean, there's some moments there where he's like smiling and laughing a little bit, so they added that. I will say Broly just being like this just force of nature in terms of like that sadistic, like demonic, like almost like you don't know what the fuck this dude is, bro. Like that was compelling, but the story, the art, the animation, music, the soundtrack, like everything surrounding the remake, like his character is far and away superior.
Yeah, I would definitely.
I love the Super. I love the Super Broly movie. But is it better than the first one? I don't know because the first one was. I don't know. The first one was iconic.
You get Vegito, you get like the whole stuff with Frieza, you get the whole stuff like Vegeta actually gets like a bro, like everything, bro. Go back and watch that Super Broly film and then go watch.
It's just bro, like it was just like the Super Broly film was just so hyped up though, like the hype behind it before it even came out, like before we even knew that it was going to remake Broly. When you just seen Goku jumping up and down in the snow, it was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like this dude with green aura and shit. He's like, what the fuck? Who's coming?
It's all subjective, but I think that movie is rightfully, to me, it's the best film they've ever produced, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
A masterpiece.
I agree.
But I will say that the old Broly does hold a special place in my heart, but a lot of that I feel is nostalgia, to be honest. His character was really cool. The video games, all the depictions and stuff. But I will say the story surrounding his character wasn't fleshed out as well, and his character in totality wasn't fleshed out as well, which does matter, I think.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like when it comes on to old Broly, I kind of like to make the comparison between like how I feel about Dragon Ball Super. Like, okay, yeah, the old Broly is iconic, like, and as Melo said, nostalgia is still a factor because watching that movie for the first time, woo, sweating. But it's like, yeah, his character has that kind of power fantasy, the sadistic, the lines, and you Kakarot, and you know, but it's like after you get past a certain level, it's like, okay, would this be, you know, is there more substance there? And I think that's what we get with like the Super Broly. There's more potential for substance, and you know, that's what we're getting with the manga now. I mean, and to be fair, they could still probably write an arc where he maybe lose control of his power again, and maybe it kind of causes him to be sadistic. Maybe they could still include more of the elements from the old Broly at some point, maybe. But
I mean, like, was his character really not drawn out in the first one? It's kind of similar to the second one. They just took the first movie and like just tailored his character a little bit, because in the first one we knew that he was being controlled by his dad, just like how in the second one he was being controlled by his dad. Like, he was only walking around and pretty much was like numb and was boring because his father had that fucking switch. Which I don't understand why you got a goddamn. I don't understand nobody who has a remote control with a switch on it. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why Dr. Giro had one.
It's
Doesn't
a
make
narrative
sense.
thing. But like the whole edition, like it's so good because like it's like the Frieza stuff, going back to Planet Vegeta, getting
Yeah,
back like
facts.
the Saiyans as like a culture fleshed out a little bit
Mm.
more. It's like they weren't all just like hulking savages.
Yeah,
like some
it
of them
was
were like
actually a
these
community.
scrawny little scientists, and like it makes more sense. And then you see the Ginyu Force again, like it's so fucking good. They did such a good job to like they had like Goku and Vegeta like the chosen three or something. One thing I really wanted them to do was confirm that Goku and Vegeta were like some like it's like my little fanfic.
Yeah.
I always wanted
Cousins.
to be like if Vegeta, like King Vegeta, he wanted to like rebel against Frieza, so he commissioned his scientist to like create create however many Saiyans they can to like be like mutant Saiyans, and then like it manifested dormantly in Goku, but through his son Vegeta, but more in Broly. And then that's the reason why they've been able to like escalate to like levels that Saiyans really haven't been able to. Like Krillin would pack up the whole Saiyan race, bro. So I mean, to be fair, so like the fact that Goku, Vegeta, and like Broly like have reached these heights, and their offspring have reached these heights, like it makes sense that they're like mutants. But that's my fanfic aside. That's the one thing I wish they would have confirmed in that movie. But they gave you so much. It was so good, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of like they could if like Naruto or I guess Boruto now would do that shit with the what's the fucking Asuski clan. Sorry, I had a brain fart.
Lost the train.
If they can do something like that, yeah, I definitely lost the train. If they can do something like that with the Asuski clan, like where we can get like a backstory on them, like put it in a movie form, kind of like how they did with Dragon Ball. Like we got the whole Saiyan backstory and stuff like that, like through this Super Broly movie. That would be pretty dope in my
They
opinion.
could do that, but as long as they tie it into stuff that we care about. I mean, we do care about wanting to see the backstory, but as long as they can tie it into stuff that we care about. But yeah. For me, I would have started watching Dragon Ball when I was either 4 or 5. I just, that moment like when you were young and like you just get consciousness. I just remember seeing Rock the Dragon come on Cartoon Network. I'm like, yo, dog, like yo, this is crazy, and it was just uphill from there. In terms of my favorite moments, like vividly, like and on a high visceral level, like what stands out to me, I remember watching the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, or even the episode before that when they said the preview, it's like Goku Super Saiyan 3. I'm like, yo, what? That's actually crazy. I remember jumping from like sofa to sofa. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Definitely love the father son Kamehameha. It's very wholesome. I like it. I do like when Goku actually proposed to Chi-Chi. don't at me.
Wow.
That was cute.
That was cute. Why does it have deja vu? Like we had this, like we talked about this shit before.
I mean, maybe.
We probably have. I think we have, like on the first stream or some shit like that. That we have with you.
I do, looking back at Dragon Ball, I do love the first tournament with Jackie Chun, especially with the lessons that came out of it, because I think that those lessons they still apply universally to everybody, real world and in universe for Dragon Ball. In terms of don't be satisfied or complacent with where you are in terms of your skill level. Always try to improve. Essentially, always somebody that's stronger. Yeah. Yeah, just a lot of awesome moments, man, honestly. But yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask you mind if I read a super chat that I got real quick?
Yeah, man, no pressure, man.
All right. Hey, Custom Taylor, thank you for your 10th donation. That's crazy. YouTube tells me that. Sardo will learn Sage Mode and store its chakra in her Byakugo cell, right?
I kind of realized that a lot of persons have an obsession with characters learning Sage Mode.
Said no.
But no. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. what's the fascination with Sage Mode? I mean, Sage Mode was like kind of like a fleeting moment. It wasn't like it was there and then it was gone, or like that. Because
I think
right after he got Sage Mode, he got KCM.
Yeah, I
well,
think that's it.
I don't want to. Sorry, I don't want to derail his podcast about Dragon Ball for Naruto Boruto stuff, but I just think this is the first time Naruto was really like him. Before
Yep.
that, he was kind of mid as fuck, and then he showed up with like the
eyeshadow on.
with the hands crossed and the toes. He like came up like squatted up, and he was just packing up Pain, who was packing up everybody. So I think Toad Sage Mode holds a special place in people's hearts, but that's just my subjective opinion. And then of
Yeah.
course, it's really badass when Jiraiya did it against Pain, which was one of my favorite fights in the entire series. So that was pretty dope. But yeah.
Yeah. I think as you even mentioned before, especially since he got KCM right after like not long, I think person just felt like there's so much more they could have learned about it lore wise in universe and in terms of usage. So person still kinda, I guess, desire to see it. Even though, boy, based on the whole wisdom of age, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, that was such a hype moment. He was like, "What? Naruto's coming back with Sage Mode, bro. He's about to pack up everybody," and then
Psych. It's like
he
there was
just
this
stood there
meme
the
with
whole
the,
fight.
Oh
that
my
Charlie Brown
God.
meme where they're like, come kick the football, and then the girl moves the
Yeah,
football.
moves the
Yep.
football.
Yeah, that's what that shit was, bro.
Basically,
Hell
that,
yeah.
honestly.
That's basically what it was. Yeah, bro. I was like, what the fuck is this? What y'all thinking?
I don't know how you guys feel about this while we're on the topic, I suppose. And thank you so much for your dono as well. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but even though KCM came so quickly after Sage Mode, I thought they did a really good job still incorporating Sage.
Oh
The
yeah.
necessity for Sage Mode
Mhm.
periodically throughout the war arc. But to me, I've never felt that KCM outshined Sage Mode in my opinion. I think they're like neck and neck for me with my favorite forms. Almost I think Sage Mode edging out KCM for me. And then when he goes like KCM 2 with Sage Mode, that's
I
one of my
was about to
favorite
say,
Naruto
yeah,
forms.
like I was about to say,
my
like
favorite
I
one.
like it merged together, KCM with Sage Mode together. Like I think that's pretty dope. I mean, only thing is, it's just the eyeshadow I can do without.
Fair enough.
I thought it's like the whole uniqueness of like instead of like the hair stuff go with the eyes in the like the Naruto verse. Compared to like the Dragon Ball stuff. But just to your question, no, I don't think Sarda's getting Sage Mode. I don't think that's her lane.
Nope.
Mitsuki already has it. Potentially Boruto will have it. We don't even. I mean, look, if all of Team 3 has it, maybe, and if you want to tie lore back to like the Byakugo seal being linked to some kind of slug Sage Mode or something of the sort, I can kind of understand where you're coming from. I do want her to get the Byakugo seal, and if that becomes some kind of Otsutsuki thing that got retconned back to the Sage of the Sixth Path, then potentially it could be like an Otsutsuki Sage Mode resonating with her Sharingan, which is Otsutsuki as well. So that could be pretty interesting and compelling. But
Yeah.
that's just my take on it.
I'm surprised that we didn't really because I think it was just hinted at in one episode of Boruto where Sarda like looks like her mom and she asks her about the seal, but I don't think she really goes too deep in depth because her and I think it's her, Tsunade, and not Venus, what's the first not Kurama's first Jinchuriki. Well, yeah, that the chick that was a Jinchuriki before Naruto.
Uzumaki.
Yeah.
Mito, there you go, Mito. I was about to say Minato, but I'm like, nah, that's not her name. That's Flying Raijin guy. Mito.
Flying Raijin guy. Sorry, what?
Toby Rama? Who you talking about?
Oh no,
No,
but it's just funny.
Wasn't they
bro.
the only three with it though? Like, I don't think that they ever went deeper into history as far as like the Byakugo seal goes. I think I only seen those three characters with that marking.
In the Boruto series, Sarda mentions a visual similarity to it in the Karma, and then Sarda
The
tells
Karma,
her-
that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Sarda tells her that Tsunade told her that it was linked to the era of the Sage of the Sixth
Sakura
Path.
said that.
And they never
Yeah, Sakura-
follow. They never
he said
follow
that
up on
too,
it
yeah.
for some reason. But I guess hopefully they'll.
I think they're
drag out.
gonna pull that trigger. Maybe I hope, but I don't have any.
Hope fit.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's a low hope. The percentages are very low. So
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense for like Sarda if you make it to where her MS really like fucking kills her eyesight and she definitely goes blind and you don't have Sasuke or Orochimaru as a plot hole or something like that to really save her as far as her eyesight going blind, and she uses the Byakugo seal to pretty much heal her eyesight over and over again. I think that would be like a compelling point to make.
Well, I
They
guess
should probably
we'll
just
see.
write that out the series.
Yeah.
All going blind crap. But yeah.
We have Sid in the chat saying that in terms of his top 3, he has Goku defeating King Piccolo, Super Saiyan, literally dye my hair yellow and got my ass beat by my mother the next day for school.
Oh, you got it. Oh, that's fire.
That's
Ooh.
fire.
You know, I did that once. I did the platinum blonde. It looked awful. It looked awful. So I can relate, brother. I can relate.
Yo,
bro.
that's
Cisco was
funny,
really hitting
Sid.
your neighborhood good.
And then, of course, he has Gohan Super Saiyan 2. All awesome moments. All goated. All goated. Oh, man. That's actually funny. I think, he had mentioned that to me before, that he did dye his hair and his mom beat him the next day.
That's crazy. Yo, how do y'all...
my shit,
How do y'all... How do y'all feel... I remember back in...
Wait, did she?
Not back in the days, but like a while ago, it was like people were kind of upset about, because you know there's so many dubs, like you was talking about before, Mello. Like you got the Ocean dub, the fucking I can't remember all the fucking dub names, but
Ocean,
they had to where
Ocean,
Ocean, all those dubs, like they had it to where Goku was like a superhero, you know, in Z. And I guess like Goku's personality was never, I'm trying to save the world type shit. He always was just like, I like to fight just because I like to fight. And we got that in the English dub, but you don't get that in the Japanese version, where he's like, I'm the hero of the earth or some shit like that. Like he was like he was giving Superman vibes. Like, do you guys think that kind of like fucked up Z, or did you guys think that was like a cool aspect of Z?
I don't think it messed it up in the way persons would think, but they definitely, the tracks, like, you know, certain nuances like that, kind of like, you have one, it's kind of like a domino effect. Like, you know, you probably hit down one and then it kind of spirals out of control the more it adds up. But I think it does, well, not even think, it definitely does detract from the original like author intent for the characters, definitely. But of course, in terms of all those dubs, I would say it's just a product of the times where things aren't as streamlined as they are now. So I'm probably in terms of just the translation accuracy. So there's that. But I wouldn't say it messed it up, but definitely detracted from what what Toriyama would have intended for Goku's character specifically. And of course, that does lead to, I guess, when it comes down to discussions and conversations, probably misinterpretations of how, you know, what Goku is and what he's like stands for really and truly. Probably not to like a crazy degree, because he's still a good guy, but you know, it kind of comes down to that. Yeah. Or, I mean, if your father is a great scientist, I don't know. I mean,
yo, that wasn't one of the dubs too.
Exactly.
Goku, your father was an amazing scientist. What?
So, you know, it's stuff like that. So that's how it comes down to.
Like, what?
Mello, how do you look at it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't. So I think maybe two paths I'll go with this. The first one would be when you're like a kid watching it, which is, I would imagine most people who have grown up at this point would have been a kid. Yeah. So it's how time works. So I think,
unless you're Benjamin Button.
Yes. So I think with that, I would say this. We had nothing to compare it to. All we had was Toonami. So what was presented is what was. So the whole idea, like people retroactively going back nowadays and say, oh, what, they did this better. Nah, man, like we didn't know. Like that was Goku, you know, a savior of humanity. Like I'm a Saiyan from Earth, savior of humanity, nightmare to you, or whatever the fuck he said to Frieza. That was just what he stood on. Like he stood on business. That's what it was. That was the business. So yeah. So that was what it was. But from like another perspective, I do think I have a personal problem with dubs. Like I always go back to like
Yeah.
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh,
Oh
where they
my
like pull up
God.
on Kaiba. He's like, "You're coming with us, Kaiba," and they point at him, and I'm like, why are they pointing finger guns at him? Like, what's happening? And then you go and watch the sub, and they got like Glocks, like they fucking pointing guns at Seto Kaiba over some cards, bro. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Bro jumping out the window, you'll never take me alive. What the fuck? Like, yeah, so there's so many like censorship stuff back then that if you just go back and watch, it's hilarious. It completely changed. Like this whole week I've been like this like been my week off really,
Yeah.
more or less. And I've been watching like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and like upping up on my Yu-Gi-Oh content, whatever, my collection. And I've been watching the dual monsters with Kaiba Yugi in the sub version, and it's just so fundamentally different. Like, it's like, holy shit, this is a whole completely different series. How have I not known? Like my boy Pegasus, did you know his name was Pegasus J. Crawford? Bro,
No.
I'm like,
What?
who is this brother?
He got a whole last name and middle
Yeah,
initial.
Crawford, bro. The way he talks, like, Yugi boy. I'm like, who the fuck is this weirdo? Nah, bro. So it'll change your whole perspective, bro. It'll change
Pegasus
your whole
J.
perspective.
Crawford. That's
That's
wild.
that brother's name. Pegasus J. Crawford. I'm like, Maximilian Pegasus, what happened to you, brother? Crawford. Damn. It don't have the same ring to it, man. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Kyle, what about you, man? Like, I mean, at this point, in terms of the many dubs of of Zeus, especially, and in terms of the impact, in terms of like the perception the fans had or the understanding, like, what's your take on it based on what Free Game was asking?
Uh, mm, I wasn't exposed to a lot of different like dubs when
Yeah.
I was watching. It's only when I came an adult now I've seen the different dubs and mainly heard the different dubs. Sorry, and mainly the reason for that was because of Team 4 Star. They actually made ton of jokes about it,
Yep.
especially when like they're telling the jokes. They're like, "Hey, turn on subtitles for US and Canada," and it's two different things, and they poke jabs at everybody. And I listened to some of the dubs, and I'm like, maybe this is where Dragon Ball superhero came from. Goku was a superhero. I don't know. Well, yeah, I thought that he was just fighting for fight's sake. I didn't know that he was a freaking superhero out here in terms of what's his name, Superman doing shit. But hey,
Yo, I mean,
so I was not
yeah.
that exposed to it.
Fair enough. But I mean, like, even I think one of the greatest examples that stand out in my mind is like, as Miller was just referencing it, the ally to good, nightmare to you, when it's actually
Yeah.
I am the Super Saiyan. That's like a major like difference there. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought that kids over this side would connect more to a superhero-esque type of thing.
Yeah.
Because you remember back in the Power Ranger days when everybody was a Red Ranger, everybody was a Black Ranger or some other. You know the cultural impact that what do they call it, Super Zenkai, whatever. What you know what
Super
I mean.
Sentai.
Yeah.
Yes. I never watched Power Ranger, so I wouldn't know.
So I'm the biggest Power Ranger fan you'll meet in your life. So in your life.
Yo.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that that's why they have so much. And back then, it wasn't like a collaborative effect where everybody would get the same type of
Yeah.
consistency across the board. Everybody was doing their own thing to garner more support from the fan base. Because back then, they didn't have to, right? But they saw it as a good cash grab. So why not appeal to your audience? If you're going to be in Rome, why not do what the Romans do? Right?
Fair point. That's what I kind of said. I think a lot of the dub issues and everything from that era is just really and truly a product of the times, really. So, I mean, probably some person might still have issues with dubs these days, but I don't think it's as widespread as before, honestly. But anyway, moving on. Like, I wanted to know that your experience with like Dragon Ball games. I know we mentioned Tenkaichi here and there, all that jazz and blues, but I mean, I want to hear about the experiences, like the whole, I don't know, the Legacy of Goku. I don't know, Legacy of Goku 2, the Boo's Fury experiences, I don't know, the GT transformation, or what else could I say? Of course, the Tenkaichi, your Budokais. Or if you're already one of those persons that had like a Super Nintendo emulator, some of those Dragon Ball games on there. I mean, what was the vibe like for you guys in terms of games for Dragon Ball?
Well, for me, I think I remember when the first Budokai came out. It wasn't Tenkaichi or nothing like that. It was just Budokai.
Regular Budokai, yeah.
I think it was on GameCube. We had it. And we were stoked, bro. We were so. I remember I was in like I was living with my aunt at the time, and she got it for me, and I was so happy. I didn't really get too many games because my friend had them all, and she was like, "Just go play with your friend. I ain't gotta buy this shit." So that was a smart move on my aunt's part in hindsight. But yeah, that was the one thing I was looking forward to, and I got it, and it was amazing, bro. Like I love that game, and then Budokai Tenkaichi. I think I got what the fuck, my PlayStation 3 somewhere around here. I still have that game, and like periodically I'll pop that thing in and play that thing, bro. It's so good. It's so damn good. Dragon Ball Z games are just peak. I do think they
PlayStation 3
kind of.
still operates. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you just gotta keep it clean. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do like retro collections as well. So there's places you can buy if you want, but you can the games kind of peaked though after a while because they just kept doing the same thing over and over again. But they would like update it, so like they would be like, oh, it goes up to Frieza, and then it's like, oh, and now it goes up to like the Cell Saga and stuff like the next ones, and then you finally got Boo. So there was that, and then maybe you got like some secret Kid Goku DLC if you put in the code just right. So that type of stuff. I remember when I got that Future Gohan code. Oh. I lost my mind. I was like, yes, I get to play as Future Gohan, but no arm. I mean, he had his arm, which was kind of lame, but yeah. So there was that. So it reached a point where people were like kind of burnt out on it. It's like the same old shit. It's good, but So then they started like mixing up the formula a little bit, like certain aspects. Obviously, we're gonna talk about like the time patrol shit from.
We're talking like the what ifs from like Tenkaichi and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. You start getting that type of stuff. So I won't go like the whole history of Dragon Ball games or anything. But like I did. Yeah, like, I did notice that kind of shift, and I think that was a needed shift. And I think Dragon Ball games have just been a consistent thing my whole life. And I really enjoyed them. But I haven't played one in quite some time. I think there's a new one out, right? Like Sparking Blue or something, or Zero or something.
Zero, basically Tenkaichi 4.
Wait, is it?
It's basically Tenkaichi 4, basically. But side note, Siddiqui just since he had mentioned the Power Rangers thing, Siddiqui was asking your thoughts on Ivan Ooze.
Bro, Ivan Ooze is one of the most iconic villains. Bro, I still remember they going to see that movie.
Ivan Ooze was a fucking joke. Okay.
Wow.
Like this dude, like no, I love Ivan Ooze because I love all things Power Rangers. I'm a fucking dweeb and I love that campy shit. But objectively, that movie was awful. Objectively, Ivan Ooze was fucking awful. I remember this one scene, this freaking pervert. He's just like, I smell teenager. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, I remember that scene.
Exactly are you smelling? Like, what is happening, sir? But
teenagers smell like.
I must admit, I do have a fond place in my heart for Ivan Ooze and that fucking movie when they jump out the plane is action boy now, action girl. Like this shit was so iconic, bro. Like the whole ninjetti powers and yeah, man, that's my shit. That's my vibe. I'm a Power Rangers stan.
I think Ivan Ooze was probably like the first Power Ranger movie I've ever seen. I think
it was the first movie. Yeah,
that was the first movie. Okay, all right, yeah. So that's maybe why that he holds such a fond place in my heart.
It's a dog shit movie, and I love it.
Yeah, it's an awful movie. I can't go back and watch. I think I tried to watch it like with my kid one time, and I was like, "This is embarrassing."
I love every second of it. It's awful.
This is embarrassing.
Thank you for that question, though. Any excuse I get to talk about Power Rangers, I'll take it. So thank you.
No pressure, man. Shout out to Sid in the chat. Kyle, I know you had mentioned that you had you played a Dragon Ball game on what, Game Boy? It was what, Dragon Ball? Which one was it again?
Game Boy Advance. It was the Dragon Ball Advanced Adventures.
I think my first video game was on that too as well.
Yeah, it was a mix between adventure and fighting. The fighting aspect was really good. It was like a rush fighting 2D type of game. Really, really good. The next game I played after that was another advanced game. It was the Legacy of Goku 2, I believe, but I never finished it because it was too hard and I was a dumb kid.
Wow.
And then I
What?
played
What the
Dragon
fuck?
Ball Z Supersonic Warriors. That was my
Ah,
first introduction to the Tenkaichi line, but that's like advanced version. And then I played Tenkaichi, and from Supersonic Warriors, I learned some moves and whatnot. And that instant transmission Kamehameha always saved my life.
Oh, this
all
game
around.
looks really fun. I never played this
When you think you know everything Dragon Ball, and then somebody hits you with 4 games you never heard of in your whole entire life, what the fuck?
Now I can see how like if you were a kid, you would like really like this.
yeah.
No, I think I would have. I think I actually, because I think my first like experience with like at least Dragon Ball games go was on my what's some shit's called what's the hell handheld games called again? You just said it, bro.
Game Boy Advance.
Game
Yeah,
Boy.
Game Boy. Yeah, my Game Boy Advance. I think that was my first experience with like a Dragon Ball game as well.
Yeah.
Unless it was on my PlayStation.
Bro, I was in a trap house with a family member. I think they was trying to score some drugs. I'm not even holding you, bro. I was with somebody. I ain't gonna put them out there like that. Yeah, I remember your ass.
Yeah.
But they was trying to get something, bro. And I remember I was in a room. I was a little kid. They put me in a room, not in a weird way, okay. And I was playing Dragon Ball GT. I remember this in hindsight. I didn't know what the fuck this was. I was like, why is he a kid? Why is he a kid in Super Saiyan? Why is he wearing like blue and this shit is cool. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was Dragon Ball. So that was my first experience with GT. But that was my first game I played with this shit. But yeah.
For me, because I remember like the persons, the technicians that my parents would usually help sort out my computer, they would always drop like a Super Nintendo emulator on it. So apart from playing like Mega Man X and X2 and those stuff and Chrono Trigger,
damn, your parents were fire. Holy shit.
Well, it wasn't their decision to let him like put the Super Nintendo emulator on it, so he was just like it was more like on the technician side. But the point is,
Okay.
but I believe it was Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden's 1 and 2 and Dragon Ball Z Hyper Dimension, and I think there was his next turn-based RPG Dragon Ball game. I think it was Dragon Ball Z Legend of the Super Saiyan. I think those might have been like the first Dragon Ball games I played before moving on to Legacy of Goku. I remember when I went to like Florida for the first time and we went to Toys R Us, I got Game Boy Advance and Legacy of Goku. Oh my god, that was magical.
Holy crap basket.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Even though looking back at it,
Toys R Us.
I know, right? Looking back on it, Legacy of Goku was a horrible game, though. Major improvements into Legacy of Goku 2, but between that and funny enough, Mello, like how you mentioned Budokai, I remember I played Budokai 1 in the days I would usually go to the games rooms, but my first memory of like the Budokai series, it was mainly Budokai 2, because when I got my PS2, that's what I got, and Budokai 2 was nice. And then I remember like a friend of mine had Budokai 3. I'm like, yo, this is good. It had Broly in it and all these different mechanics, and it's like, yo. And then eventually Tenkaichi 2, Tenkaichi 3 came out. And it was always a fun time playing the Dragon Ball games, man. Even though it was like, oh, Raditz, we meet for the 1,000th time.
My brother.
It's crazy, man.
Do you guys still as out of curiosity, do you guys still have like your Game Boys?
I have my Nintendo DS even, but like my original Game Boy Color.
Which I still have my Game Boy Color.
And my Game Boy Advance, I don't have those anymore, unfortunately.
I still have my SP.
Yeah.
I'll pop it up like if I'm like waiting for some food in the line or something. I'll pull it out and play some Pokemon Red.
Oh wow,
That's crazy.
Crazy,
Yo,
man.
Pikachu, my boy, it's been a few years, but let's go run the Elite Four real quick, man. While I'm waiting on my cheeseburger. Let's go. Yeah, I still got that some bitch.
I remember when everybody was like everybody was on that Pokemon Go shit for a while, bro. Like it was like people was getting in car accidents over that game, all types of shit.
I remember that shit. I was working at Home Depot back then. I remember it. I was at work walking through like the plant section trying to catch Pokemon and shit.
I was playing it, but I was kind of upset because I was thinking it was going to be like the old Pokemon games that we played on GameCube, but like on an app.
It was
so like it was kind of
different.
disappointing. Because I heard you can battle with them, but I never got with that. Like, got to that point where you can take the Pokemon that you caught and like battle friends with it and shit.
It's like
never
a
got.
gimmicky thing.
Can never get it.
I always just thought it was cool, like I could catch them or at least attempt to. I don't know if I ever even caught one, to be honest. But I tried and it was kind of fun for this 5 seconds I tried. But yeah.
I never really got into the Pokemon Go hype, honestly. But it was kind of fun to see persons going out and doing their thing.
Yeah. Walking into.
Man, I remember a cop lost his job over Pokemon Go. I forgot what the hell he did exactly,
bro.
But
that's actually insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of Pokemon Go stories, like people losing their job, people losing their lives over Pokemon Go. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, if you're gonna lose your job, that's one way to do it, bro. I mean, might as well make it memorable.
Sid saying Shin Budokai Another Road. Yeah, the PSP Dragon Ball games were really fun too. Especially, I don't know if you guys tried out Tenkaichi Tag Team on PSP. That was fun, not gonna lie. King Bio, welcome to the stream.
That's something I still have. I have a PSP still.
I never got one of those. I always wanted one.
Yeah,
I have one of those.
I mean, you could probably get that emulator now, I suppose. Tenkaichi Tag Team was fun, man, not gonna lie.
My friend in high school used to always ask me to play my shit. No, get away from my fucking PSP, bro. What's wrong with you?
Bro, when I started playing,
off my shit.
When I started doing gameplay on my channel, which I have plans for like the last year, but I can't. I'm not gonna. Damn, this card art is fire. Sorry, I'm looking up Yu-Gi-Oh shit. I would. I'm like, I really want to do a Pokemon Let's Play. That shit. So I might have to look into how to get emulators and shit, and kind of look into like the legality of it. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm like kind of looking forward to that. So maybe some Dragon Ball emulators would be up my alley.
Oh boy.
Hey, so can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, man, of course.
All right. Who's your guy's favorite villain?
Favorite villain. Shit.
I don't even mean like just Dragon Ball villain. I'm just talking about villain of all time, like
of all time. Oh wow.
Of any series.
Now you're gonna get a longer pause.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just make it easier and just say Dragon Ball. All right, your favorite Dragon Ball villain.
I don't know. I think I'd have to go probably between Cell and Frieza, man. Like, probably has to be one of them. I mean, Boo was fun. I mean, King Piccolo.
Let's be honest, Boo is dog shit. Come on, man. Boo is dog shit villain, bro.
Frieza just won't let it go.
Frieza's definitely up there.
All the villains turn hero for the most part. I mean, at some point, you already know Frieza's gonna turn into a god of destruction with Whis slapping him on the back of the head when he fucks up. That's his future.
No, it's more leaning towards Vegeta being a god of destruction.
Nah.
Yeah, he got a daughter to raise. He got time for that bullshit.
Bro, he thought he was gonna turn 13 and not give no fucks about her dad.
In the last manga chapter, Goku's like, yo, we should go home. He's like, yeah, my wife's gonna forget about me. You think he cares, man? Bro, you think he gonna be on Whis' planet all this time, like going through the galaxy?
Whoa, he said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, I gotta get home. Bulma's gonna my Bulma's gonna forget about me or some shit like that. Yeah, so he did this. Man.
She did this. This what's the name for Vegeta real quick. So.
Yamcha ain't, but Yamcha ain't sweating it because in Dragon Ball, Yamcha was a fuck boy. Like he had all the girls on him. So he
well, he's a baseball player now. Though, so he's like super rich, shit. He had all those, but still.
Yeah.
When you lose
trying to pull up in
the world, bro. Like that's a big out.
But Bulma was kind of a thotty too in Dragon Ball, to be honest. So he probably got off good at some point.
I'll take a rich thotty over a broke one any day, bro. I had a lot of broke ones in my days.
Bro, like you said, he's rich. Like it don't matter. Like, he got bread. Like bro's like he's literally a human god. He's like a deity on that planet. Like he's alright. He's fine.
He ain't got Capsule Corp, bread. Capsule Corp is a whole nother level of bread, bro. they got the whole motherfucking Leaf Village budget and
Yeah, but they don't be doing shit with it. Like they
it's
be
Trump's
like
toys.
they be having empty ass cruise liners and shit. I'm like, man, what y'all doing, bro? like this shit don't make no sense, bro.
True.
What has
I mean,
Capsule Corp like invented that? Oh, besides Dragon Ball.
well, they definitively.
Crowder.
Well, it's really her father. He's the genius of geniuses. Although she did invent time travel, so that's pretty impressive.
I'm
But
about
like
to
in the
say,
hierarchy of geniuses, I would definitely say it's her father number one, maybe Dr. Gero number two, and then Bulma number three. I don't know.
Wasn't Bulma
Dr.
able to like reconstruct a lot of Dr. Gero's technology and shit?
I think at the time in Dragon Ball when she was trying to like she was operating on 16, she made mention that she couldn't like comprehend
Yeah.
what he did.
Yeah,
So she
yeah.
like did what she could or something
could,
of
yeah.
this sort. But she's definitely a genius for sure. But even that like guy from like the world's strongest, I think his name was Doctor something. Doctor something. Doctor I don't know.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name too. I'm
But she Google it.
with the big brain.
But yeah.
Literally.
Like Dr. Gero or Gero, he literally created entities that could like surpass like some deities. Like the heights that 17 has gotten to so far in Super is insane.
It's actually
Like
ridiculous.
he's sparring with Super Saiyan Blue. I'm like, bro, weren't you just like a park ranger? Like, what kind of training did you do, bro? Like what's happening?
Yo, honestly.
You want to know what the best part is? He's so fucking cool with it. Damn.
Man, just be chilling, bro. Just be chilling.
Just be
Honestly.
That fight with Goku in 17 where like you see like the sun setting over like the horizon and like they're in the middle of like the ocean and like the water kicking up as like they're throwing hands. That shit was so like it was like a picture. It was great. I could have framed that.
Dr. Willow.
Yeah,
Dr. Willow,
yeah.
I was gonna say Dr. Dildo. I don't know.
Oh, no.
I was thinking
Nah,
of
it's Dr.
I was thinking of
Dr.
General
Hogan.
General
Wrong-
Dildo.
wrong
GT.
series.
I was calling him General. I was calling him General Dildo. It's like a running joke between me and my friends, so yeah, I got them mixed up.
Jesus, Kyle, what about you? Any favorite Dragon Ball villains?
Nope, they're all the same. If I were to pick a favorite, it would definitely be Cell, but that's kind of a cheat because the only reason I like Cell was because of the
Go on.
Dragon Ball Abridged series when he's a wise cracking wise mouth. That would have been the only reason.
Isn't it like a series on YouTube where he's like in hell and he's like got real estate or something or it's like it freezes father. It's funny as shit.
Yeah.
You have Sid saying for villains overall, he's saying Frieza for Dragon Ball. He has Joan Libert from, if I'm pronouncing it right, from Monster, and Pin from Naruto. That's pretty good combos.
I like Frieza a lot, but I don't know. Like, it's like when Cell became perfect, he just went to a different tier, bro. Like there's this one scene in the dub, like they play like dope ass Cell music, like,
Yo,
that shit was so fire. And then I think Vegeta like shot at him or something, and like he comes out the smoke, and I shit you not, he comes out the smoke and hits a pose, and then keeps walking forwards. I was like, this motherfucker's saucy. Like it was so swaggy, bro. Like I shit you not, he got hit by a blast. There was like smoke. Everybody, is he dead? And then he comes out the smoke, poses, and then he keeps walking forward. I was like, this dude's a fucking goat, bro. This dude's insane. I know this motherfucker just flexed, literally flexed on him. That shit was crazy, bro.
That was cool, bro. No, like, oh my god.
It's not my fault, dads.
My favorite villain would probably have to be either Zamasu or
Zamasu was good, bro.
The art started off really good with Zamasu.
Black. Yeah, Zamasu or
that's a good pick.
Movie 7. He really didn't do shit.
You got the numbers. Who you talking about? 7?
I don't know. I said movie. I think it's movie 7. Which movie
Dead
is
Zone,
that? With the
World's
big
Strongest, Triumph.
Coola's Revenge, Coola's Return.
Lord Slug.
No, the dude that's the one that starts off like it's like all the evil from from Hell or some shit that culminated into the
Oh,
big.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Janemba.
Fusion Reborn. That's movie 12.
Janemba, there
Man.
you go. Yeah, there
No,
you
so
go.
that's
That's
not
12.
7,
Oh
bro.
fuck, that's not 7. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
12.
Oh fuck.
I think
Oh,
I
7.
think we had.
I think
I
7
think we
is
just got
Coolest
Super
Return.
Saiyan by 7.
Yeah, yeah.
Janemba has to be like one of my favorite villains. Like
He looks cool. He has cool powers, but there's just nothing.
he doesn't
else
say
to him.
anything. I know that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I wouldn't really actually put him up there. But it was just like he's cool as fuck. Like his powers is cool. Like his design is cool as fuck. Like he was Cell before Cell. Like, yeah, I like Janemba.
Because like Turles was like supposed to be like Vegeta, even though he looked like Goku. Like I think they were supposed to like cooler Frieza, Turles, Vegeta, like during the time period in the canon that was occurring. I think he was obviously supposed to be Boo. So he was like very cool. If they do like give him the Broly treatment, have him like come into like the main verse and do like an actual character piece on him, he'll be fucking elite if they do it right, of course.
Definitely.
I like Android 21 too for reasons.
Yeah,
research purposes.
For wholesome reasons, okay.
Oh my god. All right, so that kind of leads me to the whole. Of course, yeah, we had the impact. We see the impact of Toriyama and his work. From the outpouring, we kind of talked about how we felt in terms of when we just got the news, kind of seeing how that's kind of trickled onto the games and all of that. But like back in say 2013, like the start of modern Dragon Ball, like I think the impact kind of is like re-emphasized there, because apart from the whole debacle of Toriyama coming out of quote-unquote retirement because of Dragon Ball Evolution and everything, but
I'm about to say, what you got to think for that, right? Dragon Ball Evolution, really?
Yeah, but
the best freaking live-action movie ever made,
hands down. But
brought a man out of retirement.
Yo, but the fact that like even when Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and even Super was announced, like I think that the general like love and just support and just the overall hype I feel persons had, like Dragon Ball is coming back, kind of somewhat seems consistent again and everything. It was an interesting time, and I know we could talk from now till next week about all the issues when it comes down to modern Dragon Ball, whether it be writing, power scaling, things not making sense, because there's a lot of that to go around. But I just think that like just the potential of the franchise and just the return of it from 2013 until now, man, it's interesting. It's interesting to see the impact and just the love, man. Like even going to like the Tournament of Power, like finals, or the hype moments from the Tournament of Power, and you might load up like scenes from Latin America where these massive groups of people are watching Dragon Ball on this giant projector and everything. So I don't know, how did you guys?
That was amazing, bro.
I know, right? But how did you guys feel like when Dragon Ball was coming back, like at each stage between Battle of Gods and then 2 years later it's like Resurrection F, and then same year is like Super is announced and starts. I don't know, how do you guys feel like just in general about all of that?
I remember where I was working at. I was working at the worst job I ever had in my life. This place called Lexington Law. They said I was a paralegal. Never went to law school a day in my goddamn life. So I don't know how I was a paralegal. Anyways, I said
that's just grunt work, bro. It's just grunt work, bro.
Anyways, like how you say the impact and shit. Like I wasn't watching anime. Like I was an anime fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Around 2013, I was a grown ass man. Like I wasn't really watching anime like that. Like,
yeah.
But when Dragon Ball came back, I turned into a kid again. I jumped out of my seat, bro. I was like, "What the fuck? Dragon Ball's coming?" Nah, y'all lying. This is like clickbait. Because back then, like on YouTube, all you would get is like a lot of clickbait Dragon Ball shit. Oh, Dragon Ball return on this date and shit. But it's clickbait. It's some bullshit, So when I heard it was coming back, I was like, "Oh no way!" And they announced the movie, and it was like an official announcement. And I think it was like Toei announced it or some shit like that. I was like, oh, this shit is really coming back, bro. I was geeked. And then from watching that's when I started watching like fucking Naruto and like a whole bunch of other anime that I never really gave a chance.
Yeah. What about you, Mello?
Could you hit me with the question one more time? I had to go get my Game Boy.
Oh,
just
this
guy.
guy.
I was telling the truth. I put it on camera, so yeah.
I was say we can't even see it. I forgot you're streaming on your own side.
Hold on. Listen.
Hold up. Let me go on your channel real quick. I need to see this in person. I'm listening.
Oh, you probably can't hear it because my filters. But yeah, I just put the Game Boy
Oh,
on.
yeah, they
and flash
turn
it, like,
on sound, yeah.
yeah. So sorry, I'm sorry to.
Oh, this brother really got a Game Boy.
Let me
Open
let
it.
up, let
Open
us
it up.
speak to.
Open it
No,
up.
I do. What are you talking about? You think I be lying, bro? Like everything I say is in facts, bro.
Open up the Game Boy. I
Let me
got
load
you.
up
Game Boy. I got the
Street, too.
cartridge, bro. You got to blow the car. Got a little dust came out. Okay,
No,
it's like
when
that,
I was
bro.
talking about blowing cartridges, we was like pause, but no. You can talk about it freely, right?
Yeah, he really
listen,
does have it.
I'm mellow, so yeah.
It's mellow.
Sorry, can you ask your question one more time for me?
Yeah, man, no pressure. I was just kind of trying to get your overall thoughts, feeling, vibes at each point when like modern Dragon Ball was starting up from, Battle of Gods was coming up, and then Resurrection
I
have
really
2
do a
years
cartridge.
after that, and then Super. Like, I mean, the whole context of the question is that Dragon Ball had such an impact, and the fact that like it really and truly ended from like 1997 in Japan with the end of GT, and then by time
Dragon Ball Renaissance, baby. That's what we
Yeah.
call it.
So
Did GT end in '97?
it should be 97.
Yeah, I think so.
Worst
Oh,
case
that's interesting. I
98.
didn't know that. I never knew that.
But of course, I think
Because that would be around the time that I was probably like 97. Like that year would be the time I actually was watching Dragon Ball on Toonami, I think.
Ooh. Oh wait, hold on. Side note, it's a Fire Red version you have.
Oh no.
Yeah. Fire Red.
GT.
Oh, nice,
This is SP. I don't have my advance. I think I left it at a bus stop. I remember I had like a Rocket Power game and everything. Somebody probably stole that shit.
It says on Cartoon Network, GT ran between November 7, 2003 and
Yep.
April 16, 2005.
You know what I mean? Like when Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. It's obviously not when it aired because I didn't see like the Raditz or whatever. But I came in like during like the early Saiyan saga when the Saiyan.
Toriyama didn't have nothing to do with GT, right?
Just some minor
Didn't somebody
designs
else
and
write
stuff,
GT?
but he didn't really do much, if any, writing.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think somebody else had something to do with GT. I don't think Toriyama had anything to do with that. I think he was like put the pin down after Dragon Ball Z was over. My bad. Go ahead.
Are you asking me about like how I felt about it returning?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Renaissance.
I remember I was I was watching like some like versus battle stuff on YouTube. And watching some Geekdom 101, but this was like before Battle of the Gods came out. So it was just like, oh yeah, like I liked Dragon Ball.
He was the only person I would trust on the internet.
Well, it wasn't really like I just liked his presentation really, but I like him. There's a few other people. I was watching their stuff and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like Krillin, oh, he's stronger than you think or whatever, that type shit.
Oh, like just to cut you there for a short sec, like the Geekdom, the Aquaman, the Blackened Fist, the Dragon Ball Nation.
Yeah, man.
I liked there's a guy I'm watching now, Laughing Stock Media.
Him too. Yeah.
Oh, Laughing Stock Media is good.
Yeah. I pulled up. I really like how he's doing like more personal stuff on his channel nowadays. Cause I'm still subscribed. I still watch his stuff. I watch his stuff.
I haven't watched any recently. I think is Laughing Stock in here the one that made like he used to make his own mangas and shit too?
Nah.
I can't really.
Or am I thinking it's a different one?
But I really like how he's like opening up more about his like depression and things like this because I like that type of shit because it's more of a personal touch. But that aside, definitely check out his channel if you're into Dragon Ball content. I was watching. He had some really good videos about like why like how does Zenkais work and why didn't they get a Zenkai here, like that type of stuff. So I really like his channel.
Yeah.
But I was watching those types of people, and then there was no new content or whatever. And I think they came out like an OVA, like Goku and his friends or something.
Yeah, I
just
remember that one.
Yeah, soldiers, Frieza soldiers, and Goten and Trunks like dealt with them or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that updated animation. And people were like, oh man, what if they did a whole series with this animation? I remember at the time. Like do Dragon Ball Z with that animation. And then they did like the Battle of the Gods stuff. I watched that, but I thought it was kind of mid. I didn't like it at all. I thought Beerus looked kind of mid. I thought Super Saiyan God looked stupid. I was like, why is he all skinny and shit? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, his hair was just normal, but kind of a different shade. It's like, this is fucking stupid.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of Unreal Gaming. Yeah, bro. He had this thing called the Murno arc, bro. I was really watching, like, on his channel, watching that shit, like, every time he dropped it. He made his own manga. That shit was fire. It was about an evil angel.
I had a debate with him about
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like 2 years ago about Broly versus Jiren.
Wait, he's one guy.
What?
Right, what?
Unreal Gaming. I thought that was like just like a culmination of people on
Oh
one
no,
channel.
it's just one person.
Yeah, he's like got like
Oh,
over
yeah.
1 million subs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like this guy was in our Cloud Ninja Discord, and he's like, "Oh, Mello, come over here. I'm debating these like people." I think it was Cavaldi, and then I went over there. They sent me an invite, and then he was debating. It was like clowning him or whatever. And then I got involved, but like in a nice way. And then we just started talking. He's like a really cool guy. His Discord is kind of but like what Discord isn't. So I kind of left his Discord server, but he was like a really nice guy. He invited me back over the next day. He said, "Oh, he's not a good debater," so he brought somebody else on to debate me,
Yeah.
which is really fun. But yeah, I've had an interaction with him. He's like a really cool dude for all intents and purposes that I've seen. But yeah, so Battle
Should have invited
Gods.
him to the channel.
Yeah, I think he would actually come on. I've had nothing but like good experiences with him, or whatever.
I definitely would just talk about his Myrna arc because I would literally watched that whole thing.
But
In the ending.
where was I? Fuck, where was I?
You're on
Dragon Ball Run.
Battle of the Gods. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
And then they
Really?
no, yeah, I didn't like that movie at all. I don't
Why?
like that arc. I don't like that movie. I don't like. I just didn't like it. It's just kind of lame to me. I don't know, like the whole Super Saiyan God, and they all hold hands and get friendship powers. It's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, is this Yu-Gi-Oh, bro? Like, I love Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's just like, what is this?
I thought you love Yu-Gi-Oh. What's going on?
At least this is Dragon Ball. It's a different genre, bro. This is like battle shonen. So like, so that was kind of like mad to me. And then they came out with that Frieza shit, and I was like, oh shit, Frieza's back. He got that golden form. They got that Super Saiyan Blue. Now it's starting to look like an actual transformation. And then when they power up, they like have this like energy cocoon around them, and it breaks apart. And like this shit is fire, bro. And then Goku hit him with the 1-inch punch from like Bruce Lee. I was like, yo, this shit fire. That's what got me back into it. And then Dragon Ball Super really came about after that, I think.
Yeah, same here.
To adapt stuff, and then that stuff was just so mid. Like they took so long to get to new shit. It was boring as fuck. And they finally got to I'll just kind of fast forward because the Zamasu stuff was fucking peak.
And let's say the animation was ass too on that.
Yeah. The Zamasu stuff was fan-fucking-tastic. The Goku Black stuff, the music, the Super Saiyan Rose, the swagger, like everything was good. The ending, they just didn't execute. But getting beyond that, Tournament of Power, the one thing I really liked about the Renaissance was just enjoying Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball content in real time with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't experienced that when I was a kid. It was a Saturday morning.
Wow. I didn't even realize that.
Came out in the 80s. This was the first time, like, this was like the sub. So I wasn't really into the sub until I had to be, which was like super really.
That's facts. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so like this was a brand new experience. I remember watching like YouTubers like do reactions, and they would like turn up and go crazy. This before I was doing content creation. Like it feels like it was yesterday, but it was kind of a while ago.
Yep.
And it was that's the thing I really like. I really love. It's just the camaraderie. Watching those people from like Mexico do like entire stadiums for like the Goku versus Jiren fight. I was like, this is big. This is fucking amazing. And then all the channels that I was watching in the past, most of them, Laughingstock Media seems to hate Super, which I respect. But they were just covering new stuff and just new wave. So that's my memory of it. I liked it. And I think in totality, it was a good thing. And I'm excited as hell for Dragon Ball Daima. It's bittersweet because Akira Toriyama was working heavily on it, and he's now gone. I would really have loved to see him see that project to fruition, but I can't wait to cover that project for sure.
When is it coming out?
It should be in fall. Yeah, should be fall this year. Kyle, any thoughts on the Dragon Ball Renaissance, modern day Dragon Ball, like starting from Battle of Gods in 2013 till now? Like just your general thoughts, feelings, vibe, and I guess how it ties into the whole spirit of, you know, the impact that Toriyama made with this franchise, I guess.
Hold on a quick second. I'm thinking. When do you
He's
remember
loading.
when do you remember when I think it was the Buu saga. When did that end?
Well, for us,
yeah.
it would have been in
Shit.
2003 as well.
2003. And when did Super start?
2015.
13.
Okay.
Jesus.
So
that's crazy.
between that ending Dragon Ball GT, and then I believe 2018 was the next time I really looked back at Dragon Ball. And
Yeah.
by 2018, 2019, I believe. But by that time, it was like the Tournament of Power, and Goku was doing all sorts of things. And, in the workplace,
Yeah.
when one person watches, everybody watches.
That's true. That's true.
You know that one friend you have in the workplace that's like an earworm. The moment they start talking about an anime, that's it. You just have to just stop work, pay attention, or else there will be a quiz later. Yeah. So I had a friend like that, and all he talked about was Dragon Ball Z and how Goku is going to rock the world. And I'm like, what's this dude talking about? And then all of a sudden, it happened. Dragon Ball was trending, and I'm like, you know what? But then I was like into my hero, and I'm saying, I want to pause this and see what Dragon Ball Z is doing. I enjoyed it, and even though I really enjoyed the Tournament of Power, though I thought it was too long and drawn out. But hey,
That
that's
shit was
just
long.
Long as fuck.
Ridiculous, bro.
I enjoyed it though.
like I said, I wasn't really a fan
Yeah.
of Dragon Ball even up to now. But any property that comes out, I'm more than likely to watch, because there are certain moments that I can't deny is hype
Yeah.
as fuck, and I can't imagine how a fan of this must feel watching this, going like tears and screaming
Bro.
and hyperventilating
Oh my god.
and just going crazy, So I can
Yeah.
see the impact that this thing had on the world. And if somebody like me who's not a fan can even get hype over these things and be like, hey, I can understand the fan base and their rabid obsession with this, it can give it a pass because it has its moments. So
I don't think any series has more fan mangas than Dragon Ball. When Dragon Ball was on a hiatus from Dragon Ball Z to Super, bruh, I remember just searching and combing the internet just to find new Dragon Ball material.
Just stop it right there, free game. Oh my god, you remember the whole Dragon Ball AF stuff, Super Saiyan 5? Oh my god, yeah, that was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a lot of clickbait back then. Like, it was a lot of stuff that just wasn't real. And I think it was geek.
Super Saiyan 5 with the white hair. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. It's
Bro, they
crazy.
had that artwork back when I was like in middle school, bro. That's crazy.
But that's crazy is the dude who wrote Dragon Ball AF is the one who's writing Super right now. That was that same artist.
It's crazy, bro.
That's interesting that you guys say that, because I always hated that type of shit, like the abridged or like the
Really?
Like, I can't deny there was some
fire though.
I can't deny there was some funny stuff, but I always thought like I really like this series, I like this work, and they're just like making a mockery out of it.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I hated that shit with Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. They did like Yu-Gi-Oh abridged. Like, I couldn't stand that fucking thing, bro. Like, I hate when they got taken down. I was rejoicing, bro.
Oh
Like, I
my
hated it, bro.
Bro, I remember there was like so many live actions of Dragon Ball that was supposed to come out on YouTube too that looked really, really good. Like, they had this Future Trunks live action that was supposed to come out that never came out.
I saw that
Bro,
few years ago.
yeah, it looked really, really good. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, where you guys getting the money for or the budget for this fucking production? This shit looks amazing. Like,
This one with like Majub or something. Like, Oob absorbed something. I think I forgot what it was, but like it was really cool. Like, nowadays I don't have a problem with this, whatever, what if stories, like that type shit. But back in the day, bro, I hated that shit, bro.
Oh.
It was like
because
a
you want an
mockery.
actual Dragon Ball.
It was a mockery of canon to me.
I don't know. I think from day one, I really loved Dragon Ball Z Abridged, honestly, for me. But outside of that, I think like even with the whole bunch of clickbait fan mangas, and all of that from between Z and GT ending here in the West till Super. Man, I think that's also another thing that really emphasizes that like people just eternally want Dragon Ball. It really had an impact, and people just love the series, despite that. Persons might want to clone on the franchise or want to compare it to the more complex, quote-unquote complex series that we, I guess, enjoy these days. But I don't know. I just think there's something timeless about the story and the franchise, man.
Thinking of that, Sanjay, you've seen the art of Super Saiyan 5 and 6?
Yeah. I mean, back then, yeah.
Yeah, I used to think that was real.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think too. I mean, like, yo, because after GT ended, that's funny. When GT ended, I'm like, yo, shit, that's the final episode. What do I do with life now? Especially since GT's ending is so.
Actually, I want to say GT ending was actually pretty good though.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god.
But I remember when I was a kid, there were like Japanese stuff. My friends, like the bigger kids, they knew about it in the neighborhood, and they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, there's this character named Trunk, and like this character named Gotenks." He was talking about Goten, and then it was like, "Oh, I want to be Trunk, and I want to be Gotenks." Like I remember that, like we like, oh, and Major Buu, bro, Major Buu so good, bro. Like and in my mind, I was thinking like Guile from Street Fighter. I was thinking like a dude. I was thinking like a dude with like fucking fucking what is it, cameo pants, the military. I was like, oh shit, Major Buu, he got like ghost powers or some shit, bro. Like I remember that shit, bro. So like before the Buu saga came out, like my friends got some Japanese copy or some shit.
Yeah.
And it was like big news around the neighborhood and shit. So like, yeah, Dragon Ball has so many like I have fond memories of that show.
I'm
When I was a
telling you,
kid,
man.
for sure.
And as you even mentioned that Mellow, I remember I must have been maybe like, this might have been like 2001 or maybe 2002. I remember like at my dad's workplace at one point, and like one of his coworkers was like, "Yo, I don't know how, huh?"
You had a dad?
Bro, that's crazy.
Guys, just bring out. Let me tell the story. Yo,
I felt that, bro. I felt that.
You guys are hilarious,
Crazy.
bro. But
Oh,
yeah,
no, mine
like,
was either Kyle.
Still ain't got no milk.
I never came back.
I never met the brother.
Well, it is what it is. Still have to make the most of life despite the disadvantages, you know. Yeah.
No, I might have got off easy.
I was about to say, I think I got off scot free on that one, bro.
Yeah.
I met this brother later on in my life. Like, oh
And
shit,
then
I'm glad.
I look over side eye to my aunt with like the fucking hand me down whip. Okay, like okay, nah, I probably didn't. Who knows?
But yeah, what I was gonna say is I remember like it was like 2001 or 2002. My dad's coworkers was like showing me like these fan subs of, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta fusing into Goji. I'm like, my mind was just blown, bro. I'm like, what? That was crazy, dog. Honestly.
Yeah. I remember that actually because I remember being in what, fucking high school or middle school? I think middle school or high school. No, yeah, I was in high school. Yep. Right before the Buu Saga hit Cartoon Network and shit like that. And I think I seen it in Japanese first because I was on the internet and shit and I was just watching. And I was watching and subbed and I was like, oh man, I can't wait till they dub this and put it on Cartoon Network. And it finally came to Cartoon Network. Yeah. The Cartoon Network does what Cartoon Network does and always pisses me off and did like, I think like the first 10 episodes and went right back to the Frieza Saga. Oh my fuck. Or the Saiyan Saga, I'm sorry.
Reruns.
They fucking love the Saiyan Saga for some fucking reason, bro.
Reruns like
It's
crazy.
peak. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah, it is. But watching it 10 times over and over again, I don't know about peak after that, man.
There's nuances that you missed, okay? on the 9th time, okay? You need that 10th time to really get it.
For it to really get, for you to really get it, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Ready for the next episode, and then you come back in. It's episode 1 all over again.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, what the hell? Like, come on, fucking cartoon.
Oh, and I feel like I need to do this, okay? Just as a personal thing, okay? I'm joking about like the whole Switch whip thing. I know my aunt watches my streams, okay? I love you. You were a great parent for me, and I appreciate you. Okay, thank you.
Man, just dropping a disclaimer. I like it.
Yeah, I'm about to get packed up after this or something.
Crazy.
Hey man, hey, if Auntie needed to use a Switch, Auntie needed to use a Switch, bro. Are we talking about my mom?
I'm not gonna say nothing else.
But to leave it at that one. But for me, in terms of like modern Dragon Ball though, like I was pretty hyped when Battle of Gods came out. I was kind of indifferent to the whole, you know, Super Saiyan God design thing. I know a person was like, "Oh, it's just Kaioken," for the fun of it. But I can kind of agree with what Melo was saying in terms of that first movie being kind of mid. I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe I should rewatch it at some point. Resurrection F. That was the next hype one. Was it. I remember the promos for it where it's like, oh, the worst wish in history, and it's Frieza, and it's like, oh, 4 months of training and I'm so powerful. Well, that's kind of ridiculous, honestly, to say the
Mhm.
Boy
least.
got a whole decade under his belt now, boy.
It's crazy, bro.
That boy turned black on him. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember all the memes after Frieza Black
the
happened,
Kunta
bro.
Kinte
It's
shit, bro. The fucking African
crazy.
hat and shit.
Yo, the Black Air Forces and all types of shit. They had dude in Timbs.
Those were good memes. Those were really
Yeah,
good memes.
Good
definitely.
time. Good time.
I remember when Super was announced, I was very excited because similar to even what Mello was saying, it's the first time that, apart from like, you know, your friend groups in prep and high school, you're kind of in the age of the internet now. It's kind of like the first time young and old, previous generation and this generation and the upcoming will be able to basically watch Dragon Ball and enjoy it at the same time. So that was like very exciting. It's like, yo, we'll be able to watch Dragon Ball like in the evenings again. It was like, yo, it was just beautiful.
There was a hype.
Yeah, but
sure.
of course I was super disappointed with the decision to recap the movies.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at it from a nuanced perspective, like, okay, maybe they can, you know, change up the plot just a bit, or, you know, kind of structure it a bit. And no, it just sucked. To me, it just sucked.
Yeah.
And I remember, I visibly, or like, I can vividly
skipped all that shit. I don't even know how y'all.
Bro, I vividly remember the point at which, like, I'm like, okay, they're redoing the movies. Okay, let me give this a try. And I remember one Sunday evening, I went back home in Montego Bay, and my mom shared my dinner and said, all right, it's episode 5 of Dragon Ball Super, Goku versus Beerus. They'll probably extend the fight scenes. Let's do this.
Nope.
And then it's like, I'm eating
the animation wasn't even as good as the movie.
Bro, God, it's like, I can feel the disappointment just pouring out, bro. I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. But, you know, going through all of that till that Universe 6 and versus 7, that was fun, looking interesting. I love the Kaioken. I think the Kaioken moment was like the first moment watching Super where I'm like, yo, like super excited.
Bro, yeah. I was gonna ask you that, like, you took the words out of my mouth, bro. Like, well, I don't know if we're talking about the same moment. Probably are, though. Like when he went against Hit.
Yeah, bro.
Everything before that was mid as fuck. It was only when Goku started like dodging the time skill. I was like, what the? This is some big brain fucking. Bro. He's like anticipating where he'll be in the field. Like, you know what the possibilities of this means, bro. Like Goku was so peak of that. He was in base. What the fuck?
That was ridiculous.
And then when Kaioken, that shit was so raw. Yes, you were right. That's the moment for me when Super really turned up.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
because
interrupt you.
I'm seeing Goku power. I'm like, yo, what's he gonna do? And then it's like his aura disappears and like quiet. It's like Kaioken. I'm like, yo, this was so peak, bro.
And he's like, you can't do Kaioken in a transformed state unless you're like in like the fillers when he's going against Pycon.
I know, right?
That type shit. So it was like a callback for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I like the way they explained it too. It was like a Super Saiyan Blue is a calm state, so you could top it with Kaioken and shit. Anything else would destroy his body. The first time he used it, he was like, ah.
Like he learned it from Kaioshin, like not King Kai.
Yeah.
So like it's a god technique, and he's in a god form, so it makes sense. Like it just worked. It was fucking peak.
Awesome.
Yeah, but he couldn't do it like on the he can't do Super Saiyan God and then Kaioken. I mean, I guess it wouldn't make sense because he has blue.
Yeah, it's because the properties are blue. But even after that, like the Goku Black stuff, oh jeez, when it was just starting out, peak, bro. It was like I remember watching every week and we were trying to guess
the mystery behind it.
The mystery behind it and everything, bro. Oh God, that was good, bro. Granted, you see, I know the ending completely sucks, but even from even from the start of the arc, I had some problems with power scaling and all that foolishness. But that's again another discussion. But like, the ending, bro. Especially like with Vegito, man. I'm like, they really had this man in the show for like 5 minutes. Like,
the only thing I had is like, how is base Goku just packing up and fighting hand to hand with his blue state, with his blue counterpart when it's supposed to be the same Goku?
Bro, I ain't even trying to get into the discussion of power scaling right now, because that's going to extend. The power scaling in Super is like one of my major issues, especially the anime version of Super. But again, that's another stream, another discussion.
How did y'all feel about Rage
Goku
Trunks?
Blue. Kaioken Goku Blue just in general don't make sense power scaling wise.
Oh my god! And let's not
What
talk
about
about
Rage
the
Trunks?
Is crazy.
How did y'all feel about that?
what, Trunks.
The Rage Trunks.
Ah
where
man,
it's
it's cool. Even before, to be honest, for me personally, even before the transformation, the level Trunks was at didn't make any sense to me. Based on the logic that the anime writers would want to tell me, that base Goku is like leagues and leagues beyond the Vegito that we saw fight Boo, and then we have Trunks that is somehow in the same league. It doesn't make sense. But again, not a discussion.
Well, for me, I think Trunks is my second favorite character.
Yeah.
Behind Piccolo, Demon King Piccolo. Okay. I'm sorry, not Demon King Piccolo, but yeah, Piccolo. I had to make that distinction. So whatever he got, I was stoked. Like Super Saiyan 2, I had always wanted him to get that shit, so I was like really fired up for that. And then he got like that, whatever the fuck you call it for him. That shit was super dope. So I like it just looked cool. I was so happy. I was like, oh shit, this shit looks fire. Did it make sense? Yes. Like he has his little Keke Genkai Saiyan ability that adapts to his situation, so then his body made him level up to the whatever fuck he had to deal with. Yeah, sure. Like their biology makes sense.
Yeah.
Did it make sense writing? Probably not. But I liked it, bro.
A spirit bomb type sword thing
Listen,
from like five humans.
That shit was so stupid and fire at the same time, bro. Like,
It was stupid and yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, because it was stupid and fire at the same time. Because it was
like, cool. Like a fucking Genki Dama sword. Like what the fuck, bro?
from 8 people. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, like this shit is fire,
but it's
also
stupid.
why? This don't make no fucking sense. This is dumb as fuck.
I think you could describe Super just like that. Honestly, like that's like if you encapsulate Super, because even moving past the Goku Black arc to the Tournament of Power, from the 20 episodes of prep to recruit everybody to the entire tournament.
I like that.
No, the prep was. I think the prep could have been a bit shorter, but
Goku versus Gohan, bro. That fight was
that was cool. That was cool. But
that was cool. Goku versus 17 was cool. Hell, Goku versus Kudarin was cool. That shit was pretty heat. Like even Krillin packing up Gohan with the super solar flare, which I don't know
times 100 or
how
something
bro
like
didn't
that,
go
yeah.
blind, bro. Like that's crazy. But yeah, it was some good shit. And then like that whole stuff, like I think they had like I don't know if we get my timelines mixed up. Like a callback where like Krillin had PTSD from when Frieza blew him up.
Yeah. They had this whole thing where they went to the forest and he saw like ghosts of like Boo and Cell and basically.
That was a Master Roshi sack, bro. That's my favorite episode.
That was a good like little character moment for Krillin after like a fucking 30 years. So like
bro, that's my favorite episode. I always say that. That was my favorite episode of Super.
My favorite episode is when my boy they hit him with the dun dun dun,
Yes.
dun, dun, and he's like flying down, and like Whis is like he's in uncharted territory, and bro's like he's like next thing you know he's in Jiren's face, and they just start throwing hands. I'm like, this shit is what the fuck.
We as you mentioned that we need
that's the episode that broke the internet, bro.
Exactly.
Like, that's of course a favorite episode.
As much shit as I give Super, listen to me. The build up and promo to that 1 hour special Goku versus Jiren, oh man, it was bro.
I forgot it was a 1 hour special. Now that you mention it,
that
Ultra Instinct Omen/Sign is my favorite form Goku has, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That shit is so raw.
I like it way better than the all white hair form. Definitely,
bro.
For sure, for me.
That was one of the bit. God, that special was. It was crazy, man. Cause I'm watching and I'm trying to figure out like. What is this transformation like? But it's so hype, like you know.
I remember like they had like a what is it called? Not like a poster board or some shit like that, but it was before
promo.
Like the promo where we had Goku with his back. Yeah, he was like, what the fuck is this? Like he was in base, and
I thought he was doing some fucking Yujiro Hanma showed his back muscles and shit. Like, oh god. I was like, oh shit, Goku, let's go, boy. Let's go. My boy
Let's
Baki.
get it.
Oh my god, man, that special was
Yeah.
raw, bro. Honestly, but I mean, moving
I
past
remember,
that,
bro, trying to
Mhm.
watch that shit. It was damn near impossible.
yeah, like this. That night was stressing, man, to get to the episode. Honestly,
Yeah.
but even past that, like even the music, bro. Like, this is the next thing. The music in the Tournament of Power. Oh, Jesus.
Bro, Super's music is fucking god tier, bro. Like it's so good.
Yeah, man, I
agree.
definitely
Like,
agree with you there.
if they like if the dub would have changed it to do like Bruce Faulkner or some shit like that, which nah. I love me some Bruce Faulkner, and I think it would still work, but the music has gotten to a point now at a level to where like it's just next level. Like it's just so far and away better now. Like there's just so many sound like Goku Black, that dun 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 dun. That shit is so raw, bro. You know what I mean? You know how many fucking Naruto fucking theory videos I've done with that song, bro? It's just so fucking good, bro. It's so fucking good.
And you know, interesting. Yeah, it's from the Goku Black art that they really like started like mixing and really introducing all of those new like OSTs, and I don't know, it just really works. It really works. I love the work they've done with the music with Super. If nothing else,
Yeah,
if nothing else.
they make everything feel like heavenly or godly or demonic. Like it was a really good choice. Like even Beerus's theme song, like
Yeah.
it's like really like ethereal. Bro, Frieza, when Frieza came back, he's like, oh, my hand slipped, and he like popped Goku in the gut, bro. And then like,
Yeah.
and then like Goku's like, bro, we gotta go. We were running late. He's like, nah, bro, I gotta stretch a little bit. And he started powering up that dramatic ass, long ass fucking power up with like the cutaways, and he kept coming back to him and cut away and kept coming back to him. That shit was crazy good, bro. Nah, bro, Frieza's swaggy as fuck with that.
Oh
Bro.
my
yeah.
god. But yo, even some of the other moments like in the tournament, of course, Goku skating on Kefla's blast. Of course, that's awesome. Yo, bro.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I hate that shit, bro.
What? Bro, that shit was so iconic, bro. He skated
Nah.
on her blast and fucking Kamehameha waved her right in the face.
I was a big Khalifa fan, and then when she became Kefla, I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is cool as shit." And then like, so seeing her lose like that, bro, it got me heated. But I will say, though,
Omen Goku?
I do,
That's a
yes,
feat.
bro. Like, nah, bro. I wanted her to like do something else. I wanted her to do something else. I don't know. Like, she's a legendary Super Saiyan.
So
like,
did you
that's-
like the manga
No, but you
adaptation?
know I don't
better?
like the manga. I told you there's several. The manga's fucking dog shit, bro. Like, well, at least in that fucking like Tournament Power in the manga.
Yeah,
is so
tournament
fucking
power manga
mid.
isn't so hot.
Master Roshi dodging, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Stop it. Although I will say this though, this one from that dumb shit came one thing I did like Goku said. He's like, at the end of the day, I'm still a student of Turtle school.
Nah, yeah. Yeah.
That hit hard
was
for me.
dope.
Like being
Yeah.
a huge Dragon Ball fan, I was like, that's so
Mhm.
fucking cool. Like he can just go back to his roots and still learn something from his first master.
True.
Mhm.
Well, I guess second master from Grandpa Gohan. But yeah.
But
His first only one to live in there. But yeah, because he was. I think that was at the time when he was like, "Shit, I often learned everything. Like, what else can I learn?" Like, and then he was like, "Shit, let me go back to the roots."
Yeah.
And that's when him and Krillin went to the Master Roshi, and one of my favorite episodes came. One of my favorite episodes too is when fucking they have Vegeta. Remember this, like the copy clone Vegeta and shit, and he had to sit there and
Yeah.
suck on
yeah, I
the
mid
binky.
as
remember it,
fuck.
but
He had to sit there and suck on the binky, bro. Nah. Seeing
That
Vegeta
shit
sitting there
was
sucking on the binky, bro. That shit was
That Rayleigh episode too. Like I love.
yeah,
me
the
some
Aurelia
Rayleigh.
episode was actually fun.
He
Mhm.
packed up General Blue from Dragon Ball, but that shit was mid as fuck, bro.
But yo, honestly,
Yeah, I love it, bro.
even going to the finals of the Tournament of Power with Jiren and going from there to the Broly movie to superhero, like, I mean, objectively, Modern Dragon Ball isn't as like well written as the original stuff, but it's hype. It's hype. I love it still. It's not the best thing in the world to say the least, but
I do not go into Dragon Ball looking for a storyline no more. I do not even try to disappoint myself. I just go into Dragon Ball to watch it
Somebody said
just for its cinematic presence because it's freaking beautiful art
No.
and it brings me back to my childhood and it's very nostalgic. That's why I
Dragon
start.
Ball Z has a really good story. From the Saiyan saga with like the whole Saiyan heritage stuff coming up, and then they cap that off in this Namek saga. I'm including all the sagas in like one thing.
Yeah.
And it was like the Ginyu and then it's like the fucking Namek saga. So like the whole heritage themes there, the whole like genocidal ruler of the universe, and Goku, don't go up against him. He's like, I must face him. There was that bullshit. Vegeta's death, he gets beaten to death and he cries and begs out to his enemy to like finish what he started. All that shit was like so fucking good writing. And then you get to like the whole Terminator, like Sarah Connor, like
Yeah.
future Trunks shit. Like that shit was so fucking good. And you get like the history of Trunks, like future Gohan in the anime. Eyes like, and then like all the rain falling, the music flares up, and like Trunks turns Super Saiyan when he's crying. That shit was so raw, bro. And then like Goku gets the heart virus, he died, and all this shit was so fucking good. And then you get to the goddamn Boo saga. Then you get to the Boo saga. That's when that shit just, bro. If you look at like the Saiyan saga to the end of the Cell games, fucking masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Great writing, great fights, like great everything, bro. Like that Kamehameha with Gohan and that where Cell's like, you guys have no chance, no chance. That shit was so good, bro. Oh, I love that shit, bro. Love that shit. And then the Boo saga. Ugh. Boo saga had some dope moments,
Yeah.
but in totality, that saga is like the Vegeta stuff, that speech. Oh, that shit was fire. But in totality, like that shit was kind of mid. There's good moments, but yeah, I think it's a masterpiece from Saiyan to Cell.
I think, yeah, they could have cleaned up Toriyama could have cleaned up the Boo saga a bit more. And I think he kind of just made things up as he went for the most part. Because I don't think he took much breaks.
as a master does.
Or a fucking procrastinator. Because I'm thinking like I'll be doing shit on the fly in the moment. That is not a master.
Hey, at least he didn't use ChatGPT.
Nah, bro got the time travel mechanic. Okay, you went back in time.
You know, that's
It
kind of
was
like
easy.
the thing I like about Toriyama from like the 1 and 2 interviews that I've seen or read. It's like the man just seems a bit chilled. Like, it doesn't seem like he takes himself too seriously. Like it's just yeah.
It's so weird going from Dragon Ball's like vibe
Yeah.
to like going into Z. Although like I remember this when Goku was just, it was serious fights for sure. Like the Tien Shan fight was fucking epic. But like you killed my master's brother Tai Pao Pao. I'm gonna assassinate you and all this stuff like that. Did I say Pao Pao? But then when like the Demon King Piccolo comes in, like Krillin's like dead, and then Goku finds him, and he gets like angry, and like Master's like stop, and he's like fuck that shit, I'm about to put this dude on a fucking shirt for killing my homie. Like that shit. That's when like Dragon Ball really flared up to like another like that dark shit. Like Goku shows up and like kicks Piccolo's, I think it's tambourine or some shit or whatever. And then like his fucking eyeballs fall out of his head and shit. That shit was fucking good, bro. But yeah, it was good.
Hey guys, not even gonna lie to you, my butt is getting numb from sitting on this chair.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
no
crazy.
pressure.
It's been an amazing convo. Thank you for having me on, Sanjay.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it,
I hope you
man.
have a great rest of your night. Sanjay,
That
you
was a
too.
pleasure.
You as well, Kyle.
Thank you, Free Games. You have yourself a great night as well.
Have a good one. Listen, man. I don't know. I've never personally had a numb ass myself, so I can't really tell you what to do with that, brother. But
It sounds very sus.
good luck and God bless. Okay? Good luck and God.
Oh, bro.
Oh my
I
god.
think it's because of that. I think it's because of the car accident.
No pressure, man. No pressure.
Yeah, have a go.
Yeah, man. Get
Peace
some
out.
rest. Yeah.
If you say so.
Whoa.
No.
This guy.
I'm believing you, bro. I believe you.
Alright.
Alright, man. Yeah, man. Respect. But yeah, like that's I kind of like his attitude in terms he doesn't really take himself too seriously based on the interviews that I've read and saw of him. He's like, I think that's literally like the vibe you'd probably get if you met Tori. I'm like, oh, Dragon Ball was popular? Oh, No, I didn't know. Like I actually think he would say something like that.
Yeah, I think that's some of the critiques people have with him. Like towards like a few years back, or maybe even now. I'm not really in the Dragon Ball community, to be fair, online.
Yeah.
But I think those are some of the critiques. Like he just forgets stuff, or he's too old for this, or something like that. Like 2 years ago, at least, when I was in that Unreal whatever Discord. That's kind of what I was hearing a little bit. But
Yeah.
because I was asking them, I was like, yo, I want to kind of branch over into doing Dragon Ball content. Like you guys, these were like around when like superhero was kind of a little bit more popular of a topic.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you know, should I get involved in this? Like, he's like, man, it's so weird how like there's a whole Dragon Ball online community, but they all fucking hate Dragon Ball Super. So they like begrudgingly month by month engage with the shit they hate, but they keep reading and watching. It's like I'm so confused, but okay.
It's crazy. I
It is
mean, you
weird.
have to. They kind of
Like,
have to
I think
continue watching
Geetham,
it. Yeah.
yeah, I think even Geetham was like his whole thing is Dragon Ball. He like shits on the manga almost every month until like the recent chapters lately. I was like, interesting tactic. Okay.
I mean, like, it looks so weird, definitely, but it's like I can't blame him because yeah, it's, as I keep saying, super. It's fun, it's exciting, but it's like when you kind of start trying to break things down to like its component parts, like, damn, this really isn't as good as like the old days. Like, and it's not even from some nostalgia standpoint. Like that's the objective thing. But it is fun. I'm having fun. I'm having fun watching and reading Dragon Ball Super like ever since modern Dragon Ball started. But I can't discredit or blame anybody for like saying, oh, Super isn't really that good. I can't blame anybody, really.
No, I kind of agree. I don't like Super, but I can point to moments in Super that are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like the Boo arc for me. I don't like the Boo arc objectively, but I do well subjectively. But I do think there are moments in that arc that are like really fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to engage with Dragon Ball, there's I don't know if you can do this with any other series. There is just a concession that has to be made. And like and whatever that is personally for you, like, hey, I'm not expecting great writing, I'm not expecting great story. I just want big bombastic moments and power ups and dope fights, and that's it, like monkey brain shit.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Everyone likes the popcorn action movie. I love it too. This is the only series I can remember that you just have to just make a concession, and not, if you don't want to just whine and complain about it all day.
As you mentioned, that wants me to ask you guys, right? Because like exploring a lot of the nuances from like Goku was just from the story started when Goku was little till even say for the benefit of you, Mello, like the end of the Cell Saga, right? You really explore all the nuances. It's a really great story. You can take a lot of life lessons out of. But I know like after that from Buu Saga till now, it kind of feels like it's kind of degraded into making that concession, as you would say. But I'm kind of wondering, based on, I guess this depends on how Daima goes, but do you think there should be more complex stories going forward? Like, depending on if the franchise still continues for, like, say, the next 10, 20 years, do you think it should be more complex, or would that kind of kill the spirit of Dragon Ball? Like, how could I compare it to? Probably not Full Metal Alchemist type of complex, but like, how do you see the franchise striking a balance, and would that like benefit the franchise going forward?
I think if they chose to go into like one of those more intellectual, complex, quote unquote routes,
Yeah.
which I think the Zamasu Goku Black arc was an attempt.
Yep.
Because in my opinion, that's probably like the best arc, like writing wise. They just did not stick landing. But I think Zamasu's a compelling villain for sure. Even though Tournament of Power has bigger hype moments, of course, like a better highlight package. I think it can be good. I know it can be good. I think the Saiyan, like the whole like Terminator Trunk stuff, like his entire arc from like the androids to like the Cell games. I think that's the best arc in the entire franchise. Like the best like stretch.
Yeah.
When he shows up to win like the Cell games. And I think them kind of mimicking that with like the Zamasu stuff, there's a reason why I personally feel like Zamasu was the best like written stuff done super,
Yeah,
given the
definitely.
caveats that I mentioned prior. So I think it can be done. I think it can be done well. Um, but I think even in that, there are there, I think Akira Toriyama at his like soul, like at the core of him,
Yeah.
the serious stuff he can do, but I think like the more like adventure, like go like the Daima vibe that I'm getting is like it's more Dragon Ball, like pre Demon King Piccolo, pre like emo Goku kind of.
Yeah.
Um, like he's more like lighthearted. He's always smiling. He's like it's more adventurous with the music themes that they chose for the trailers. Like it just seems like an adventure series more so than like battle shonen. Like we're like they're powering up and the world's shaking. It's like it's over. Guys. What the fuck? Like I don't. It's not that. I don't think, and I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting early Dragon Ball. I'm expecting adventure. I'm expecting globe trotting. I'm expecting like more magical aspects rather than just big power ups and like that type of stuff. No
Yeah.
transformations probably. Power pole Nimbus. That's what I expect. I love Dragon Ball, so that's what I want. And I think if the series were to go in like a deeper route, I think they should do like maybe two things.
Yeah.
Go one path with that, and then go down another path with like a more adventure-based thing that I think Diamond's going to be. Because I want the darker stuff. I think it's compelling when written well, but I do think if that's all you do, I do think it would kind of not be in the spirit of Akira Toriyama, in my opinion, because he started off how he started off. But yeah.
I agree. Kyle, what about you, man? Like going forward with the franchise, basically the same question in terms of like, do you think the writers, whether it be Toyotaro or the anime staff, like beyond Daima, like have more
Well,
complex intellectual stories for Dragon Ball?
I, I've never thought that Dragon Ball would categorize itself
Mm.
in that light because I believe that if you sat down and said to Toriyama, hey, what were you thinking when you were doing when you were drawing up the storyline for Super? And he'd be like, just in the combini eating some noodles. I don't know. You know, I saw Goku in this light and I just built a story that got it to there. Who cares how he got there? He just got there, right? So in that sense, I think that it would be better for just keep it as like turn off your brain
Yeah.
fun, you know. Just keep it as that. There's nothing wrong with that. People will, the lovers of the series will
Well.
always hate it the most. So really, and if you're gonna change it, if you're gonna change the formula now, I believe that a lot of people just off board same time because that's not what they're there for. You know,
Yeah.
not there for deep characters. We're there for some kick-ass fun. That's what we're there for.
I think maybe kind of shift arc to arc. Like give us like a really like one of those Zamasu like really deep arcs. And then after that, give us like a little bit more of a like a downtime. Like it's like a movie almost. Like how you have like big moments, but then they kind of like cool you down a little bit so you can like rest a little bit after some major thing
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I think if you do that with their arcs, and I think this would be a good way of spending time with their side characters. Like I love Dragon Ball Super Hero, even though a lot of people don't like it.
Oh, I
I'm
love
not a big
it.
fan of the CG. Yeah, yeah, because like Piccolo's my favorite character. It's basically a Piccolo movie. I love that movie because it well number one Piccolo number two like you get really dope stuff with like side characters like Gohan gets a power up and Gohan marries Sue whatever but what I really enjoyed was they kept the badass moments and they kept the comedy moments. It was very
Yeah.
goofy. That movie encompassed everything that I think was Akira Toriyama, in my opinion. It had the badass action, but the silly, goofy moments where like Piccolo would like they'll talk about how Piccolo was easy to he'd get pissed off in his little costume. The guy would be like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, sorry." Like that type of shit is so funny. Dude. Like this Demon King Piccolo's like fucking reincarnation. He's doing this goofy shit, or he'll like have this like fourth wall breaking moment where he'll like look at like um and so like he'll look at like the screen when Bulma's like berating him, or like when he's like, "Oh yeah, Pan, pretend to be hurt." He's like lifts her up, but he's holding her at the bottom, and Gohan can't see this. And, like, he's so funny, bro. Like, but it all works. Like how that's why I'm kind of flipped on like Gohan wearing the glasses thing
Yeah.
because I hated it for so many years, but now I'm like, it's in the spirit of Akira Toriyama, so it's fine with me.
Mm. Yeah, I
even
think
though I hate it still.
I think I would agree with that. Like, if we could get back to the quality or at least the nuance of, I guess, like post peel off to the end of the cell, like in terms of nuances we'd get with that, and just balance it with the comedy and the seriousness. I
Yeah.
think, and just more inclusion from the side characters without any like nonsensical power ups. I think that would be the right formula. Yeah.
We
You know
need
who I
Piccolo
want
to absorb another Namekian. We just need that Super Saiyan Blue Piccolo. Sorry, I said it.
I
Yes.
mean, to be
Super
fair.
Namekian, Super Namekian Orange Piccolo. Okay, we got that.
Oh yes, that works.
I want my dragon horns and my dragon scales. Okay, go full dragon. Like let's go. Like give me some red Piccolo. Okay, I want that. Like, that'd be fire.
That'd be
It's
wild.
so
Hell
funny
yeah.
that Piccolo, Goku's like greatest nemesis. Well, his first greatest nemesis apart from the other wannabes ended up being the greatest father of all time in Dragon Ball.
You
Like
know,
it's
Well,
just
I'm pretty sure a lot of Dragon Ball YouTubers and everybody memes and jokes about it. But I remember going back to the Dragon Ball, like just checking out the Dragon Ball manga, right? And I'm like, okay, everybody's saying Piccolo is like this awesome dad for the fun of it. But I'm looking at it, like when he kidnapped Gohan, he had Gohan in the wilderness for 6 months. And then the time that he spent with Gohan training him was like 5 months because the Saiyans actually took 11 months to actually get to Earth. So I'm like, yeah, we joke about this, but in all seriousness, it's not that serious. But I know it's still joked about, especially now with superhero, like how Piccolo seemingly taking care of Pan and picking her up from school. So I get it. I get it.
That's the. It's funny that you say that though, because you're right. Like Gohan's training was rough. Like he's obviously training Pan, but like he's not gonna go demon mode on Pan. But there was this one moment where like he went down there and gave Gohan an apple. Okay, that was very sweet. Okay, like that was a very nice moment. And just to throw some dirt in Vegeta's eye real quick. Okay, unlike Vegeta, when Piccolo gets his badass entrances, he actually accomplishes something after the fact. Okay, I will say
point.
that. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome.
Well,
Oh, and one of my favorite Piccolo moments as a Piccolo fanboy
yeah.
is when he, from the dub, when he's on planet Namek and he absorbs Nail, since we're talking about
I know.
he's like, I feel good, I feel great, I can do this. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? He's on the juice. He's on the juice. That shit was crazy, bro. Bro was fucking tweaking.
Yo,
That was, hey, let's go.
The man was, yo, I can beat anybody, bro.
Yeah. I can't do it. He was like he was in a football huddle with himself. He was like, this shit was crazy, bro. Nah, that was one of my all-time favorite Piccolo moments, bro.
Oh my god, hilarious, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so unlike Vegeta who just shows up and gets packed up and he fucking gets destroyed, fucking Piccolo turns up, he pulls up on the fucking legendary Super Saiyan in the movie. He's just like, let's go. I'm one of the Saiyans. I'm gonna fight shoulder by shoulder. He pulls up on Cell. He pulls up on 17. He pulls up on everybody, bro. Piccolo's that guy. For sure.
Yo, Sid in the chat saying, bro, trust me when I say Gohan had it easy compared to my father-son bonding. At least he got 2 apples.
He's like, I only had 1, damn it. That's crazy. No. And it wasn't even peeled. Okay, fuck, I'm gonna do it. That's crazy. But I think my voice has reached its limit.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely be ending now, man. So just, I don't know, final thoughts, words, gentlemen.
I'll just end it for me personally. I'm in awe of what this man accomplished in his life, and I just want to say thank you for all the memories and the things that inspired me and got me through some difficult times. It's not just a thing I'm saying. It literally did. When I was in military school, I remember having to stand in formation in the blistering heat, and the only thing that got me by was just playing reruns and like fantasy fights of like Dragon Ball and like fucking Yu Yu Hakusho characters and stuff. So that type of stuff was really impactful for me growing up, and to this day, I'm talking about it. Grown ass men.
True.
So he obviously did something right, and anyone alive can be so lucky to achieve a tenth of what he did, if that. So Thank you, Akira Toriyama.
All right. What about you, Kyle? Final thoughts, words, statements?
Mello pretty much said everything, so got the trophy. Okay, he was the greatest. So there's nothing more than that. It's just him, you know. It was just the goal.
True, true. All right, gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Mello, respect as always. Kyle, respect as always. Gentlemen.
Definitely. Always a pleasure, guys. Thank you for inviting me. You have a great day, afternoon, evening, night. But thank you.
Yeah, man,
You too.
definitely. All right,
All right,
guys.
guys, later.
Yeah, man. All right, people, that is this stream, the end of one subscriber stream. I know I had said like, oh, we'll probably touch Boruto still, but I mean, the Dragon Ball content, understandably so. So yeah, so I mean, what more can I say? We've kind of talked about a lot of it, but yeah, I just want to say thank you to Akira Toriyama. It really created and put something out in the world that kind of helped myself and thousands, millions of persons kind of get through hard times. We associate your work with like so many good and positive moments, honestly speaking, and we're talking about it now. We'll be talking about it maybe in 10-20 years, depending if the world doesn't end, if we don't die before a certain point. But honestly, Dragon Ball, awesome, man. Like the memories, it's just beautiful, man. Honestly, like no matter your gripes with the franchise, the series, the writing, like one thing you'll say, like, yo, Dragon Ball was there, bro. Like the experience growing up, like no other. So shout out and thank you to Akira Toriyama. So guys, I'll see you in the next one. Wait. Kamehameha. Yo, see you guys, yeah, man.